Welcome, everybody, and welcome in on Texas football, the first of our in-game watch with us, watch-along broadcast. As Scott just said on the comments, we made it. We did. Since January 10th of last year when Texas lost to Ohio State in heartbreaking fashion in Columbus, Ohio. And we're back 230-some days from that day. The rematch. Two new-looking teams, guys, with a lot of, 26 players from either side off to the NFL, but a lot of talent, a lot of hype. Obviously, Arch Manning's national coming out and debut. Julian saying on the other side, this should be a lot of fun. We're done talking about it, Jerry and Jeff. We're ready to watch this game and talk about it with you as it happens.
Yeah, and so we still have a few minutes here. I think kickoff's coming, in a few minutes here. But yeah, this game's going to be all about the physicality to me, and that doesn't mean Jeremiah Smith's not going to go make a great play. Arch Manning may make a great play. DeAndre Moore, Ryan Wingo. The guys, the NFL talent is the NFL talent skill. But this game, the coaches have set it up. They've set it up for everybody. That this is going to be a game that is won on the offensive and defensive lines. And Ryan Day has said this has been the most chippy fall practice he's had at Ohio State. That was this morning on College Game Day. What did he say Tuesday in his press conference? We have to run the ball and stop the run, period, else we're going to lose. What have we kind of been reporting with what the Texas fall camp's been like? It's been the most physical fall camp in the Steve Sarkisian era. And what that comes when those two teams walked off the field last year after Ohio State beat Texas, I think both coaching staff said Ohio State was a slightly more physical football team in that game. And going into this game this year, there is no doubt that both of these coaches have challenged their teams to be the most physical team on the field in Columbus today. And I do think whoever wins that, unless there's just something crazy, the game within the game that happens, which can always happen. I think if it's more of a straight down the line type of game, the most physical football team is going to be the winner.
17 sacks allowed by Texas in the 3 losses last year, and the 3 losses, including sack yardage, 1.4 yards per carry. You want to win a national championship, win an SEC championship, that's got to change. It's got to start today.
And, Ohio State lost, Aaron, 35 sacks off their team last year. So how's Matt Patricia going to create pressure today? Does he believe he can create pressure with 4 or 5? I think a lot of how Trevor Gooseby went through warm-ups, did not have a club. Connor Stroh was the first-team left guard, as we've been hinting at, and it was going to happen. He fits Texas. I think we're going to see Texas go with more of gap and power schemes in the run game this year. He fits that. Connor Stroh fits that. But I think how this offensive line holds up in pass protection against Ohio State is going to be huge in how Steve Sarkisian calls plays for Arch Manning early in this game.
To the point about running the ball, I mean, last year in the Cotton Bowl, there's not, I don't think anybody would doubt that Ohio State had the talent advantage at running back with Quinshon Judkins, with Trevion Henderson, both top 40 picks into the NFL draft. This year, Texas with a healthy C.J. Baxter, or healthy is more than they thought. Trey Wisner, the leading returning rusher in the SEC, ready to go. That gives you confidence. Meanwhile, Ohio State, James Peoples, the kid from San Antonio, who you can talk about, Jerry and Jeff, from the recruiting side, and then C.J. Donaldson, a transfer from West Virginia, and a kid named Bo Jackson. Not that Bo Jackson, but there's another kid to watch.
Actually, no relation. I actually asked him. I DM'd Bo Jackson of Ohio State when he was a sophomore in high school. I said, I know you've never been asked this, but are you related? He LOL. He said, I am not. Just for people that are wondering today.
We'll talk about James Peoples a little bit from the recruiting perspective. Veterans Memorial High down in San Antonio.
Yeah, James Peoples is, some Ohio State people are comparing him to J.K. Dobbins. I don't know if James Peoples has that type of long speed. J.K. Dobbins had tremendous speed pre-injury. I think he's very similar to Christian Clark. I think there's a violence with the cut, right, in a compact body. I think Christian Clark may have longer arms. James Peoples is 5'10", 205, 210 in that range, a compact body that that has really good vision, that can jump cut, can skip cut, can stick his foot in the ground and see the backside cut, and does so with quickness and violence. So I think that is kind of what you expect out of James Peoples today. Again, I'm not saying he won't be as good as J.K. Dobbins. I do think there's a little difference in the player, though. I know the comparisons are being made to J.K. Dobbins, a Texas kid, similar frames. I think J.K. Dobbins' ride-out speed was probably a little more than James Peoples in high school. We'll see if maybe that's changed a year into college, being in his second year. But James Peoples, a talented runner. I think the combo of him and C.J. Donaldson, I'm really interested to see C.J. Donaldson and what they have in store for him today at Ohio State, because the power run game, the controlling the clock, to making what Urban Meyer said in an interview with Joel Klatt, I think is the way Ohio State's going to approach this game. He said, I'm asking my quarterback to make 2 first downs. If we can make 2 first downs every drive, we feel like we're going to be there at the end of the game. Some of those drives are going to go on. Some of those drives will punt, but we're possessing the football. We're winning the line of scrimmage enough. We're moving the chains enough. Nothing terrible's happening for us. I think that's the way they're going to approach this game with Julian saying. So I'm interested to see, I know Peoples is the talk, what C.J. Donaldson going to bring in the interior run game for Ohio State today.
Jeff Howe, Jerry Hamilton, Aaron Hogan. It's the On Texas Football Channel, the Watch Along. Thanks for being with us, and join all throughout. We'll have analysis. Rod Babers will join us, Coach Bob Shipley, guests throughout, and experts, and your questions and comments. Our entire broadcast today brought to you by Allied Medical Emergency Room. They have 7 locations in Central Texas, 9 in the state of Texas, and all 9 Ally emergency locations are your ally for anything you need, minor or major medical issues. Ally is different than you've ever had before, I promise you. Their quick concierge-style visits are with a smile. There's never or little to no wait time ever. You ever go to one of these 9 locations, you won't find anybody in the waiting room. They're being treated unlike a hospital-based ER. I promise you that. Little to no wait time. Plus, their state-of-the-art in-house labs and radiology visits with one of their board-certified doctors. Never long waits at Ally. That's their difference. They are tremendous. They're going to go to work for you. With Ally, you have an ally. Also, guys, listen, Game Changer Care Relief Program at Ally is a game changer for medicine. Every Ally has an in-house financial assistance program intended to assist patients and families with costly ER copays. Go to their website, allymedical.com, and see how much your family could save today. Most families save over 90%. Or simply visit one of their 9 fast and friendly locations and ERs in Round Rock, South Austin, Buda, Dripping Springs, and Bastrop. 2 locations in Houston. Their newest location is now open in San Marcos. For you and your family's health, you always have an ally in Ally Medical. And don't forget to tell them you heard about it right here on the On Texas Football Channel. And watch along. Ally Medical is here when moments matter. Find the one near you.
I have my TV on mute and I can still hear Gus Johnson. How's that possible?
I do too. Hey, Jeff, let me ask you about the running backs. How do you think Sark and Kyle Flood deploy the running backs today with Trey Wisner, CJ Baxter, and then beyond that?
I just want to say this before we get started. CJ Vogel from the press box in Columbus sent me the seating chart. 22 NFL teams in attendance at this game today. Several teams have multiple scouts there. At least one GM, Ryan Poles, the Bears GM, is there. So, Jerry, we know there's a ton of talent on the field today, but that just doubly confirms it. By the way, that 2005 game in the Horseshoe, 14 eventual first-round picks played in that game. So I don't know if we'll get to 14 in this game, but I want to see if Texas gets close. Now, what I want to see is if C.J. Baxter's on a pitch count. And read into this what you will, but the team comes out of the tunnel, and he's the guy carrying the American flag leading the team out of the tunnel. So I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count. It seemed like it's not that we weren't expecting him to be a big part of camp, but it seemed like as they got into the scrimmages and got into the contact periods, I think even Sark was surprised at how much juice CJ had coming back off the injury. So I think you'll see a lot of CJ Baxter today. Obviously, Trey Wisner is going to be involved. Jerry, I think Christian Clark's going to be a factor in this game, not just because it seemed like he had the better camp over Jarrett Gibson by all indications, but I think the running backs on the Ohio State linebackers, that's a matchup. Look, all linebackers to an extent are a liability in coverage. I think Sark wants to try to take advantage of that like he did in the bowl game, getting Jaden Blue on the linebackers. And Christian Clark's probably the closest thing in that backfield Texas has to that Jaden Blue skill set right now. So I think we could see a decent amount of Christian Clark, maybe more Christian Clark than we were probably expecting.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this game for Sark is C.J. Baxter, guys, is his best pass pro guy by far. And Arch gave him the ultimate comment as we get ready for kickoff here. A little pregame interview with Ryan Day on the field. Arch called him like a quarterback playing running back. That's the ultimate compliment for a running back because that means you know everything he knows. You can make the same calls, and that's why C.J. Baxter started as a freshman. So I think C.J. Baxter has a big role in this game. despite wearing the knee brace. But the tough part for Sark is he can't make it predictable, Aaron. When CJ's in, it can't be. Ohio State knows it's a pass because he's your best pass protector. They can't know it's just going to be a gap or power run or an inside zone run when he's in the game. You can't be predictable with CJ Baxter. That's the toughest thing when you're bringing back a running back off injury and he's going to play in a limited role. You still have to stay away from the predictability because there's too many coaches on the field, in the boxes in these games. There's too much analytics. There's too much studying of team to team nowadays. So he can't be predictable with CJ Baxter, and that's where it gets interesting from how much CJ Baxter plays in this game.
No question about it. We got our stat page up. I saw the captains, Michael Taft.
Texas gets the ball.
Texas gets the ball. Michael Taft was out there with Arch Manning, with Anthony Hill, and I couldn't make out the fifth captain that I saw out there at the coin flip, but the Longhorns are ready to go. I did see where 4 of the 5 Fox broadcasters in the Big Noon Kickoff picked Texas to win this game. Urban Meyer, the lone dissenter. Also, Coach Lee Corso.
You knew he was going with Ohio
State. He said his first love. That was his first.
Yeah, he was going with Ohio State. There was no way he was picking Texas in Ohio State Stadium on his last pick. No chance.
Agreed. And here we go. All right, guys. So the kickoff will go to Texas. In our first quarter, Ally Medical brings you the entire game. Our first quarter is going to be brought to you by the SpreadWise app, and we're going to tell you about them throughout the first quarter of as they just flashed on the Fox TV screen. The first time ever, a 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3 matchup in a season opener in college football history. We're watching it with you right now.
Trey Wisner takes the opening kickoff.
Yeah,
there you go. And we'll bring it out.
All right, it is good. It's going to be Connor Stroh in the first left guard, Jerry.
Yeah, he was with the first left guard. We kind of reported that was coming. So your offensive line, Trevor Gooseby, left tackle, playing through the injury. Connor Stroh, left guard. Cole Hudson, center. DJ Campbell, right guard. Brandon Baker, first career start at right tackle.
Wisner looks like they're in 11 personnel with Jack injuries. I can't tell who else is on the field.
Now, Wisner wearing 5 this year, down from his 23. That is a new number for him, obviously. A lot of guys with new numbers we'll explain as we go here. But Texas coming out in the road whites, the icy whites as usual. And I guys, it looks like you guys are a little bit ahead of me, so go ahead and lead, Jerry.
Yeah, well, there's a little stoppage there in play. I don't know what's going on. They're having a clock issue, I think.
Play clock issue, maybe. Or it's like a game clock issue because the Fox clock is showing 15 minutes.
All right, so here we go. First play. Play clock's down at 21. It's shotgun, pistol formation, in motion. It's a little waggle right. The old he had him too. They started with the Arch Manning waggle right, which Sark seems to do to get Arch comfortable. I believe he had DeAndre Moore on an intermediate route and missed. He was wide open.
Yeah, that was
shotgun, split back to the right here on second down. It's going to be a run, inside run.
Probably just too. I don't know if he expected DeAndre to be that wide open. Jerry looked like
he was wide open, guys.
Yeah, he just threw it in the dirt. I'm a good 5 or 6 seconds behind you guys, so I'll catch up as we go.
Sounds like us running a 40, Aaron.
That's right. Always behind.
So big 3rd and 3 coming here, and we got. I believe
first
we got
run off left side. It was right behind Connor Stroh on that run. That's nice.
I think they're going to be short. I think they're going to spot it a little short. It's Arch to injuries on 3rd down. I think we have about a half yard short.
And we went QB sneak. I think we're running behind. We're going to be running behind, and it's going to be a first down, ball to the 35. Should be first down for on the spot.
Yeah, they're going to give them the mark, I believe.
Yeah, they're spotting this right at the 35 on the Arch sneak. So
yeah, that little spin by injuries, I think, got it.
That second effort by Arch got to the 35. Texas got stoned on that play.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll review this and see if he got there.
No, you're right, Jerry. He did. Arch kind of felt that he was going behind Cole Hudson, almost off Hudson's left hip, and then he felt it went right behind DJ Campbell. So yeah, and then you can credit DeAndre Moore too with that.
Here's the counter. So counter back to the weak side. CJ Baxter makes his return on a counter run, 12, 13-yard gain, big run there. And our stats are stuck here, so sorry about that. But they ran counter to the weak side, CJ Baxter.
Whoever's running the stats feed in the press box in Columbus is on the struggle bus right now. So we got
there's that gap pull counter. That's right behind Trevor Gooseby. That's right behind Connor Stroh on the gap on the pull or on the left side.
So we're going empty here.
Spencer Shannon in the game for the first time.
I think we got a false start, probably on Trevor Gooseby or left guard, but that was going to be empty. Was that empty 12 personnel?
It was 12. Yeah,
it was empty 12. Ryan Wingo maybe with the false start. I'm not sure who they're going to throw that on.
I didn't see anybody line of scrimmage wise.
Wingo kind of leaned forward.
Yeah, they called it on Wingo.
Wingo leaned forward as the ball was being snapped.
Just a hair,
just a little fast. Yep.
Boy, as an offensive coach, guys on the perimeter that can't hold their water, that aggravates you more.
Arch under center for the second time on this drive. One back, real lead play to Cedric Baxter. Going to be about a 2.5-yard gain. So we're already seeing. We're going to see. We talked about this. Kyron McDonald, their best D tackle. See how many reps he plays today. Can they get 50 snaps out of him? But we're going to see Arch under center. We're going to see Texas under center a lot more this season. And so what's going to come of that, guys? It's going to be more play action as Texas establishes this. And then you're going to see more of Arch with his back turned to the defense. So pass protection is going to be huge in those situations.
I do like the push we're seeing a little bit up front, guys, from the interior guys getting the push. But now you got 2nd and 13, critical moment here. Longhorns have gotten a couple first downs here. Now an opportunity to cross into midfield into the scoring zone, but they got to get 13 yards.
Mill 5-yard run for Baxter here, so we're going to be at 3rd and 8, clock at 11:35 to go in the game. Pretty big down here for Texas because you look. They've kind of accomplished the goal. They've made a couple of first downs here. They've possessed the ball. Nothing terrible's happened. You're at midfield. Can you continue this drive right here? If not, you got Boom Easter to pin them.
I don't know, Jerry. With that play call, that makes me think Sark feels like they're in 4-down territory. I could be wrong, but I think that run, an inside run on 2nd and long.
So here's the decision time. It's 4th and 2. They flushed. They had good interior A-gap rush, I think it was. Arch Manning flushed right. He throws it really well going right. Finds a safety valve there. Cedric Baxter and sets up a 4th and 2. Big decision here for Steve Sarkisian early in this game.
What do you guys do? What do you think?
Ball's on the 42, man. I mean, he's got the offense out there. Is he going to try to draw him off? Is he going to straight up go for this? I mean, these are tough calls because this is big momentum swing potentially in this game if Ohio State
and field position.
Yep.
You just said it. Boom Easter can punt them deep and put your defense on the field against a freshman quarterback under their own
no
goal.
Chance. They ran a little lead play and no chance. Got half a yard. No chance.
Well, that's going to be the first questionable play for Sark decision for Sark here because at that point you can pin a young quarterback back instead you're putting him in midfield.
Yeah, look, I mean, every play call is going to be talked about and asked about. That was interesting because I think injuries either missed the block or Arch he had the option to hand that ball off, but the edge crashed down. Injuries did not stay in the block. So should Arch have pulled that ball and thrown it to injuries in the flat is the question.
Arvell Reese made that play for Ohio State, Jerry, just like you said, just crashing down. Look, I don't have a problem with that. I know the outcome isn't what anybody wanted. I don't have a problem with that. To me, it's 20 yards in field position is basically what you're looking at, right? Like if Bo Meester punts it and it's a touchback, you're letting them have the ball at the 20. So basically, is 20 yards worth of field position worth the gamble of continuing the drive? I think it is. I want to give credit in the chat, though, to Buddy Pal Chief Big Guy. It's kind of stuff we talked about all week, Jerry. That false start killed the drive. Like you can't on the road in these big games. That's the kind of little stuff that adds up to the big stuff in the end.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, those 5 yards are what they couldn't overcome with the scripted plays.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the decision to go for it. I don't have a problem with the call. To me, that was Aaron. I don't know if you got a good look at it. I just thought that was a heck of a play by Arvell Reese for Ohio State.
Yeah, and you're right. Endries missed him. I mean, no one got a hat on number 8 for sure.
I mean, I like punting the football in that situation. I mean, it was a long 2 yards, guys. I don't know, man. I mean, so you just gave a first-time starting quarterback the ball in the 41 instead of the 7.
Yeah, could have been. That's what I would. But yeah, Sark was going to be aggressive. He went forward on the quarterback sneak and got it. And now this one comes up half a yard short. I mean, we told you the broadcast today and our watch along brought to you by Ally Emergency Medical, but also our first quarter brought to you by Spreadwise. They're back with us. We told you about them in the beginning of last year. Spreadwise is an app. A lot of you are going to be in NFL season-long elimination pools, and choosing teams every week. You guess. Listen, normally you just guess and take your biggest spread of the week and try to roll with it, employing no real strategy. Well, Spreadwise gives you the strategies you need for your season-long NFL pick'em games, the suicide games they call them. Spreadwise app, and their algorithm is a simple yet advanced tool for elimination pool participants for the entire season. Use the power of Spreadwise and the algorithm on your mobile device. Help you evaluate multiple picks into the future. The spreads for upcoming games, because once you use a team, you can't use them again. They're going to give you the estimated odds of winning for the team you select over several weeks. App employs advanced algorithms, quickly calculating the optimal choices week by week, but for the next several weeks as well. All you got to do is check it out. The Spreadwise app, it's got an ability to manage multiple pool entries, ensure those entries have unique picks, and whatever the rules are for your elimination and survivor pool, the Spreadwise app will be able to handle that. Download that in your app store today and get ready for your season-long elimination pool apps and season. It's Spreadwise, the Spreadwise app. All right, guys, first drive for the Texas defense out about midfield. This will be big to stand up in this opportunity. This defense last year did this so many times.
So Alex January, Murad Watson, Jerry, are you starting into
Alex January, Murad Watson. Grayson Littleton ran first-team nickel in warm-ups. He is not out on the field in this first drive. It is Taff, Derek Williams, and Jelani McDonald.
Good tackle there for Gilbo.
And Gilbo had to leave the field. Kobe Black came in after that tackle. So we'll have to check on Gilbo in that injury. Ohio State's gonna run this rock right at Texas early and protect Sand and see if the Texas defensive front's going to win the numbers game early on.
Yeah, hopefully not a shoulder issue for Gilbo there. He came up, made a good tackle on a big back in C.J. Donaldson.
And I think Ohio State, I'd said this all week, I think Ohio State's going to run it at Colin Simmons early in this game. They know he's a great pass rusher. How do you slow down a great pass rusher? At times you run it at him. You also test him to see if he's a great 3-down player right now or a great pass rusher that is growing into a really good 3-down player. That's a great stop by LaFowl. Going to be 4th and 1. Decision time.
I thought looked like Sand might have been actually leaning forward a little bit before that snap. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, you're right, Jerry. No, that's a great surge by Texas right there. Dude, Murad Watson, he's worth whatever you gave him to get out of the portal. Murad Watson just took on 3 guys and got a stalemate. Is
Ohio State going to go for this, or are they just going to try draw Texas off? Saying is under center on 4th and 1.
This is man. If I'm Ryan Day, I'd probably punt this ball because
wow. Saying had his guy incomplete and then dropped a little late on the throw. Maybe could have been caught, but that throw was not as accurate as it needed to be on 4th and 1.
No, and Jerry, that was Saying pulled the trigger late, and I think if Max Clare, even if he doesn't, I don't know if he'd have come down with it.
He would have. That's just a straight drop. Actually, I was wrong. Saying threw a really good ball. I was wrong. Saying threw a really good ball. It was a good time.
Oh my gosh,
it was on the boundary. Max Clare just dropped the football, had a foot in bounds. That was actually, sorry, our guys, that was a really good throw by Saying. I was wrong.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that left foot of Max Clare. So if he catches that ball, the left foot's in bounds in Ohio
Well, and
State.
you might could say Sayin was just a half tick late on the throw, made it too close to the boundary, but in the end it was open and should have been caught by the Purdue transfer at tight end. Both of these teams employing Purdue big transfers at their tight end position. Max Clare was a guy Texas pursued heavily, and then they get Jack Endries, who had a catch on that first drive as well. So back-to-back fourth down stops, both coaches gambling and going for it, both defenses bowing up, and that's how we start this game. Texas did gain 38 yards on their first drive, 29 of them on the ground, 9 yards passing for Arch Manning. He's 2 for 3 so far as we get you into this first quarter. We kind of felt like this guy's kind of a feeling out early, Jeff. I mean, kind of a boxing match here. Let's see what this looks like. Keep your quarterbacks safe here, run the ball. And so far, the defenses have been up to the task.
The best thing I've seen so far was that Ohio State third down where they try to run the ball right up the gut, and Murad Watson again takes on 3 guys and gets a stalemate and makes that thing happen. Like that's beautiful right there.
Gilbo came out of the first play holding his arm. We don't know if he got a stinger or whatnot. We'll have to see if he returns in the next defensive series for Texas.
Yeah, that's something to watch. I mean, injuries, and that'll be Kobe Black stepping up. And, Jerry, you said it, and you guys talked about it. Bobby hinted at all week. Grayson Littleton warmed up as the starting nickel, but I think we'll see number 29, right?
Yeah, I think we'll see 29. I think that was kind of going back and forth a little bit. But I think they went with Grayson Littleton ran some first-team nickel during the week at times in practice, but they went with Derek Williams, Jelani McDonald, and Taft. They went with 3 safeties essentially with Taft playing the nickel.
I'll say this too, guys. I love the fact that both coaches early in the game, fourth down decisions, right in no man's land, both of them go for it. Like you trust both these guys have been, and Ryan Day about as confident as he can be. I don't know. He always seems like the nervous house cat to me, but as confident as these coaches are in their rosters, man, just trust your guys to go out and make a play. And I credit Ryan Day and Brian Hartland. They put the ball in Julian Sain's hands. It's just, Jerry, I don't know if Max Clare, I don't know if it looked like he just wasn't ready. It didn't have his hands in the right place.
He might have been late in his hands. The one thing I've never been in that stadium, so I don't know where the sun angle is right now. I don't know where the sun angle is. Was the sun a part of that for him? I just don't know. I'm not being in the stadium. But man, Jeremiah Smith was the replay there coming out of the TV timeout. Jeremiah Smith may have had a touchdown.
Man, Texas got lucky because you had him one-on-one in coverage with Kobe Black, and that is a bullet dodge, man. And that's no disrespect to Kobe Black. Aaron, I just think Jeremiah Smith is a special talent at wide receiver. I'm not saying anything.
Well, and that's a young quarterback that went to his first read and never looked to his next one, but that's a fourth down play. He's just trying to make the throw. And obviously Ryan Day having to have a chat with him at this point, and rightfully so.
So 3-yard gain there on first down up the middle for Trey Wisner. Going to run it on second down as well for nothing. So 3rd and 7 coming.
Jerry, is it just me, or do Sark's tempo runs don't really tend to hit? Whenever they go tempo run game, it doesn't seem to hit. I don't know. I don't know if that's
and we're still in the script, but I really think we're going to see this year more tempo. We'll go from tempo run to tempo play action with Arch. So I think we're going to see more of that as the season moves along. So big 3rd and 7, 6.5, 7 coming up here for Arch. In the gun, back split left. False start, Brandon Baker, right tackle.
Can't have that, man. Just can't.
Yeah, that was an issue with one Cam Williams last year in Ann Arbor, if you remember, his first start on the road, and had some hiccups and offsides that cost Texas early in that game.
Now you back up. Now Bo Atkinson's on the field for Ohio State. Now you got him probably getting in a track stance, ready to come off the edge. Like, that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, so we are not in where C.J. Baxter's the back split left. We're not in 12 personnel here. So Sark's putting his offensive line on the island here on this 3rd and 11.
That Bo Atkinson, Brandon Baker.
2 deep shell look. Safeties are deep, guys.
You will not see Sark go forward if they don't convert this.
And he got 4 yards, so it's going to be fourth and about 8, and they'll punt this football. That was a 2 deep shell look. Arch Manning went through his progressions, threw it to the left flat to C.J. Baxter. C.J. Baxter broke a tackle, got 5 yards. It looks like 4th and 6. But, again, that was a 2-deep shell. Look from Ohio State. They were not going to let Arch throw it down the field there.
And that's one of those deals too, Jerry, where it's 3rd and long like that. Like I said, Bo Atkinson's in that track stance ready to fire off. Like if you're Arch, you got the clock in your head's got to be sped up, knowing to get the ball out. So that's not obviously you don't want a 3 and out right there, but that's not a terrible play.
No, and Arch looked like he kind of wound up to take a shot and thought otherwise, and then flipped it out to the flat. He was thinking about taking one.
And look, that's look, I know everybody just wants Arch to just throw it deep and chunk it deep, but deep late and late middle are the throws you can't make as a young quarterback. And that is a smart play on the road for him. I mean, did it result in a punt? Yeah, we got a really good punter. Boom Easter now downs that ball in the 7. So now let's see what Ohio State does on their second drive. Somebody in the chat said something I like, though. Ohio State's had pressure one time on Arch so far in this game. Now, Texas had a couple of false starts and hurt themselves, but Ohio State is, with their front 4, is not really winning in pass rush right now. We'll see what happens as the game moves along. But that's kind of been my question with Ohio State is they lost 35 sacks off their team last year. That means Cody Simon was a great blitzing middle backer, both edges. Tyler Williams on the interior had 3.5, 4 sacks. Another interior D lineman. That's a lot of sacks they lost off that team. How is Matt Patricia going to generate pass rush? And as this game moves along, he's not really generating it with his front 4. So if that continues to be the case against Texas, what's Patricia going to do when he needs to bring the numbers? And how is that going to change what he calls defensively? Something to watch as the game moves along.
No question. Today's live watch with us, presented by Ally Medical ER. Tremendous 9 locations, 7 here in Central Texas. You'll never not go to Ally once you go to one. And the Spreadwise app here in the first quarter. Get that downloaded for your NFL season-long elimination pools. You want to pick the right team every week. You want to have a strategy for the long term, because once you use a team, you can't use them again. That's what the algorithm of the Spreadwise app is all about. It's a simple yet advanced tool for elimination pool participants. Not just your own guesswork and what the gambling line is. It uses the power of Spreadwise to evaluate multiple picks into the future based on the spreads for upcoming games. And it's updated every single week. You need that Spreadwise app. Give yourself that secret advantage that your other players won't. Those pots can get really big, guys, with those season-long pools. So make sure you use the power and put the technology to work for you, and you put it in the palm of your hand on the phone right here. It's the Spreadwise app, available in your local app stores, wherever you download those, and our friends at Ally Medical. All right, kind of what we thought, guys, feeling each other out. Boxing match. Let's spar a little bit. Let's find out where we are. Texas now saw that on that 3rd down, they were going to play heavy 2-deep coverage, which you called right before the play was snapped. And, so underneath stuff, crossing routes, maybe Sark comes back with. But so far, to the protection of the quarterback, check for Longhorns. And, you've got, 34 yards on the ground so far, 4.3 yards per carry. Meanwhile, Ohio State's only had 1 possession. You feel like that can be an advantage over the course of time here?
Yeah, you do. Again, this is looking like a low snap game. Somebody asked, why is Kobe Black playing? Jalen Gilbo made the tackle in the first defensive play of the game, left holding his arm. We'll see if he returns here out this second series.
Man,
Grayson Littleton in this series, guys.
I'm anxious to see what the Texas defense looks like when they don't have to defend a short field, which is a nice change of pace. I'll say too, on the 3rd down, CJ again reporting from the press box in Columbus. Apparently they ran a vertical shot for Ryan Wingo on that play, and that's what Arch wanted. But like Jerry said, Ohio State was playing in a 2-deep shell, not letting anything get behind them. Look,
great play there. Who was that at defensive line? That somebody's getting off a block now. Who was that? Ethan Burke?
Yeah. Jerry, that play Ethan Burke just made right there, that's the kind of play Barrett Sorrell made time after time last year. Yeah. Just staying home, control your gap, win your gap, and make the sound play. It ain't going to show up on a highlight reel, but that's what I want to see from Ethan Burke. Can he have that kind of consistency factor that we saw from Barrett Sorrell last year? Going back to 3rd down real quick, though, I'm already seeing it over at OnTexasFootball.com in the chat. I haven't seen it too much here, but people complain about checkdowns. Look, man, reserve the right to punt in this game. Reserve the right to kick. End every drive with a kick. A checkdown's not a bad play, because now you're seeing this Texas defense. They're dictating the terms of the game. Gilbo's back on the field, by the way.
Yeah, Gilbo's on the field. They just ran a little quick hitter to Jeremiah Smith. They're going to get the ball in his hands much more in this game. They're not going to let it be like last game. I think you'll see 4 or 5 of those receptions for Smith today where they give him a chance to catch and run like a big running back. So it sets up a 3rd and 3 here. We'll see. Is this the first time Texas gets pressure on Ohio State here? They go to empty formation. They motion out the back. So Julian Sand, will you see a QB draw? Will you see a quick hitter here? Will be interesting on 3rd and 3. No pressure from Texas. So easy throw for Sand. This is the key to the game. A little slant and a little delayed slant. This is the key to the game for both teams. Is Texas did not get pressure with their 4 on that play, and it little delayed slant and rub route almost, and an easy throw for Sand.
We're 10 minutes into the game, and I've already seen Dwayne Akina just losing his you-know-what on the in the bench area already. So
that's not uncommon, though.
No, that means we're everybody's in game mode already.
Another drop. Texas is getting lucky here. Jeremiah Smith with a drop, which, by the way, Jeremiah Smith had a few drops early in his career. The crazy thing about Jeremiah Smith, I mean, perfect ball in his hands. Sand has some bad luck right now. His all-conference players and All-Americans are dropping him. I once watched Jeremiah Smith drop 4 wide-open deep balls in the breadbasket as an Under Armour camp before his junior year, and I walked away from there wondering if he had great hands. Not if he could be a great player, but if he had great hands. His first drop of the season there. Great player.
As advertised, guys, Julian Sand does have a very quick release. He gets the ball out quick, the point guard kind of thing. There's no question about that. You see why he earned this job.
Yeah, LaFau can really play the run. Yes, he can. And Sand's got really good feet. LaFau can really play the run in the tackle box now. Tackle a tackle. He is instinctive. He reads it quickly. He gets downhill fast. He's a sure tackler. Take TFL there for LaFau, second tackle of the game, setting up a big 3rd and 11 for Ohio State because of that drop ball on first down.
You want a clinic tape, Jerry, on how to fit the run. That's how you do it right there.
Yeah, so far, this will be the first time Texas has put them in a real passing down.
NASCAR package from Texas here. Corner blitz. Great hit. They ran the screen to the backside. Ball was dropped incomplete. Great timed blitz. Great play call. They were in the NASCAR package on that, and then it disrupted the timing of the screen. And I think was that Colin Simmons out of NASCAR?
Simmons, yeah, he was basically
Simmons unblocked is a death play in college football.
Okay, but this is what I'm talking about. This isn't going to show up as a sack, right?
Yeah.
But Colin Simmons forces a 3 and out right there. Like that is money right there.
Jeremiah Smith wouldn't have got much, but that's his second drop.
Yeah, that was not ideal for Ohio State with Colin Simmons coming as a free rusher. But that's a great disguise, right? That's a great job by the Pete Kwiatkowski to get that freed up.
It looked like Ryan Niblett is the punt returner there. Ryan Niblett did not play that ball, and Texas lost 10 yards. You got to come up and fair catch that ball. You got to come up and fair catch that ball. It was plenty of hang time. You had plenty of time to make a play on it. You got to come up and fair catch that ball. You gave up 10, 11 yards.
Field position game. You can see it. A lot of fourth downs already and punts. Longhorns had them pinned and just gave away 10 yards right there.
So Texas, it's interesting. Texas is, I would say, and they're playing really well. They've survived the Ohio State offense early because that's 3 drop balls, but 2 key drops. One would have been a first down. Jeremiah Smith probably would have turned that into a first down on that catch. You'd have broken a tackle. So Texas is surviving. Now they're winning. They're making really good plays up front against the run, but then they're surviving on the drop passes right now. So Ohio State's helping Texas a little bit, but the first down run defense has been there to put Ohio State in those positions.
The Texas run game, fellas, 8 carries, 34 yards, 4.3 a carry. That's right where you want to be in a game like this, I think.
Yeah, and keep it up. Keep it up. I mean, because it'll get more and more effective. So if you just keep doing it, right? Also, Arch Manning, you got to get the pass game going a little bit.
Yep, and Texas, as Ryan Nelson said, Texas pre-snap penalties helping Ohio State. Absolutely, they are. Two of them. Ohio State has 2 key drops. Texas has 2 false starts. Let's see who puts together a clean drive first. And hopefully it's Texas coming out here. Ball's going to be out on their own 25. So where are we at in the Sark script? Does Sark start to change the script based on what he's seeing? I do think this. I think Ohio State's going to try to bait Arch into throwing it deep in this game. I think they're going to try to bait him. I think you're going to see a lot of 2-deep looks from Ohio State based on what we're seeing early, and they're going to see if they can get Arch to force it deep, late, or deep middle.
We're only at 12 plays, Jerry, and I think with the ball at the minus 25, a pretty conventional spot. I think you're probably in the script, very much in the script.
Yeah,
starting with this drive.
Yep, 100%. And this is where you can start to see some adjustments this many drives into the game. Arch Manning only 3 completions so far for 13 yards, but as Jeff just said, the rushing yards have been on the Texas side of this thing. But as Jerry just said, a couple key mistakes. 2 offsides by Texas, and then 2 drops by the Buckeyes right now, helping this game stay scoreless. And really, no one has even threatened the scoring zone. Texas has got closest as far as they cross midfield. But we'll see if they can make this happen. With our On Texas Watch Along, appreciate you being there. Share it with a friend. We'll do this for every game this year. Ally Medical Emergency, helping us Ally Emergency Medical, our partner today, and Spreadwise here in the first quarter. Download that Spreadwise app. Also, Jerry, tell them about Von Lane real quick. Great Von Lane way to travel around the state of Texas. Nothing better than Von Lane.
Yeah, you got to get from one city to another. And like always, it's a toss-up. Do you deal with airport chaos or hope your flight isn't delayed? Or do you brace yourself for hours behind the wheel, battling traffic and burning a day? Man, Austin, Houston, Dallas, that sounds like an everyday thing. Now, there's a third option, and it's a better way. You arrive in a luxury hotel, no TSA lines, no long-term parking lots. I was watching Arch throw, just a seamless boarding experience that takes minutes, not hours. Visit vonlane.com and use that code OTF25 to save $20 off your first ride. Von Lane, elevated regional bus transportation.
I've been on those before. They're very, very nice. Very, very nice. It's luxury at its finest. No question about that.
Nowhere to go for Arch on that first down. So 2nd down and 10, running back split to the right. And we're in 11 personnel, going to be run to the left. Set up 3rd and 8.
Good protection, though, for the offensive line again on that throw, but good coverage by Ohio State. But no pressure.
So big 3rd and 8 coming here for Texas. Again, are they going to leave the offensive line on an island here? And it looks like they, by and large, will here on this 3rd and 8.
CJ Baxter looks good though, Jerry. I'm liking that. Just the cuts, his physicality, assertiveness running the ball. That may be the biggest positive I've seen so far, other than Murad Watson.
Yeah, foot in the ground. We've seen that size and cutting ability is rare, and then the lean forward always. But big 3rd down.
And you're a little behind, but Ohio State wins up front with 5. They're 5, win the 5-man battle. They get Arch, so they flush him from they flush him. He has to step up into the pocket. They get him down for no gain, setting up a 4th and 7 and a punt.
Yeah, this is all defense so far, and Arch Manning only 3 completions, and the coverage so far, certainly for Ohio State in the back end, has been outstanding. Not a lot of open receivers for Texas. Texas up that first play.
So you gotta stay out of 3rd and 7 plus. When you're predictable down and distance against this defense, Atkinson and Reese and all those other guys, man, if they can tee off, you're cooked.
Great punt by Boom Easter. Fair catch by Jeremiah Smith, by the way, who's back there for that punt return at the 20. Something to look for there. If Texas is punting and it's not a down inside the 10 situation, I think you could see Jeremiah Smith be aggressive in this game, in the punt return game eventually, not early, but watch for that later. Because Boom Easter has the ability to outkick his coverage. And so if there's one of those situations and Jeremiah Smith is back there, he will get aggressive with it.
Somebody mentioned this in the chat, and somebody asked, is nobody getting open? When you're in 3rd and long, obviously your routes are going to take a little longer to develop, which means the protection's got to hold up. So that you're at a complete disadvantage in a game like this when you're in 3rd and long. That's why you got to stay out of those downs, those to-go distances.
First down run defense, again, pretty strong for Texas. That was a good power run, little counter power. for 2.5 yards. Will set up Brad Spence in. Will set up a second and 7 from the Ohio State 23.
Murad Watson's earning whatever the NIL portion of the salary cap is, Jerry.
There's a freshman All-American at Syracuse for a reason. He is a tremendous football player. He'll be at Texas 2 years, then off to the NFL early. We'll see if he can be a first rounder, if he's a second rounder, but he's going to be that level draft pick. He's a big-time football player.
Size, great long arms too, Murad Watson. And you said that Syracuse just couldn't afford to keep him. And once he got in the portal, Texas was all over that.
Right. Sand looks really good in this game. They ran an A-gap blitz. Sand read it, got it to Jeremiah Smith, who was lined up in the slot. So that was a rotated nobody on Jeremiah Smith. I mean, you have nobody on Jeremiah Smith and you lose the play. But Julian Sand read that well. There's Lance Jackson.
I was going to say, yeah, you're looking. I've said it, man. If true freshmen are on the field in this game, assume that this staff feels like that's a 3-and-done guy to the NFL. So just put a little star next to Lance Jackson.
Good little start to the drive for Ohio State here. Now they got 5 on a little inside power run. I mean, not guarding Jeremiah Smith is like leaving Steph Curry open at the 3-point line. I mean, you can't have that in this game. That was a miscommunication. That's where the Texas secondary was so tremendous last year. And we talked about this, was they had great communication. There are very few times where you go back and look at a replay and say somebody really messed that play up. Somebody really messed up the play if Jeremiah Smith is wide open and uncovered, especially out of the slot. It's not like you can't see him. He's right there.
Yeah, he just found a hole in the middle of the zone, and the zone was vacated for whatever reason, and now a nice run on first down.
Get a timeout, or
I'm gonna give way here to Coach Bob Shipley, and I'll be back after halftime, guys.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey,
First quarter so far. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think both teams kind of feeling each other out in the first quarter. I think a little disappointed in early penalties with some false starts and Brandon Baker and of course Ryan Wingo. I'm a little worried about Wingo's maturity. I don't know that he's quite there yet. He's got to be dialed in and be focused, on every snap. Both coaches obviously aggressive play calls in the first quarter, and I think we dodged a bullet, of course, with Jeremiah Smith on that
The deep route on fourth down.
The deep route, fourth down, when it was, he was one-on-one. We certainly dodged a bullet. LaFowle's playing the run great, as you guys have mentioned. It just seems like for most of that first quarter, neither team was really hitting on all cylinders offensively, but it seems like that Ohio State's kind of getting in a rhythm now, and they're starting to kind of figure out this Texas defense a little bit. I understand Nick Townsend, I didn't see him, but I read through our chat that he was seen there in the first quarter, so first drive actually. So that could be a good thing. But anyway, Baxter looks healthy. I think that's good. I think it's obvious from looking at the Ohio State defense that they're not going to let Arch throw it down the field. And if you heard Urban Meyer in the pregame, he was talking about like the no-fly zone is over the middle of the field. Do not, first quarter, second quarter, don't throw the ball over the middle of the field. It's going to be, the danger zone. And I think that's kind of what Ohio State is trying to bait Texas into doing. I wish Arch would have kept the ball on the fourth down play when the defensive end crashed down. I think he would have had it. I don't know, how much warning he was given, not to run it unless he absolutely has to. A little disappointed his first pass attempt to DeAndre Moore. It just was a total misfire. DeAndre Moore was open, but I think as we get settled into the game, I think it's good to see Baxter. I think he surprised me, especially with his first run of the game. He looks like he's healthy. I know a lot of folks are really worried about him, us pushing him into the game too fast and into the season. But he looks good. I think once we get settled in a little bit, I think you'll see Arch hit some more intermediate routes. I think you'll see Arch with his feet a little bit more. He seemed a little antsy there on the 3rd and long. I don't feel like he had to flush out of the pocket, but he did flush out of the pocket. I felt like he could have stayed in there a little bit longer, but Ohio State is dropping so many DBs back and so many defenders back that there's not going to be a lot of things open down in the intermediate and deep route. So I think that's an opportunity for Arch to use his feet and try to make a first down or try to get us in positive yardage situations. But, you just don't know for sure how much he's been told, don't run it unless you have to.
Right.
We can't afford for you to go down with an injury. But, overall, I think our defense is good. LaFau, if y'all have talked about in the first quarter, obviously a great run stopper. He's doing a good job.
Murad Watson,
so
I think
we'll
so far.
see how things work out here in the second quarter. But I think, again, both teams just trying to feel each other out and change and adapt their game plans and their play calls to their opponents, and we'll see what happens here in the second quarter.
50-50 total yards, identical almost with the time of possession so far. It's a 0-0 game. Thank you to Spreadwise and the Spreadwise app for our first quarter sponsorship. We'll tell you more about them later in the show and remind you about the Spreadwise app. Second quarter will be brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. My great friend and lifelong Central Texans, Jeremy Jones, and his team. Their longstanding motto is simple: make the used car buying experience more than fair. We're going to tell you about them throughout the second quarter. DrivenAutoSales.net is their website. And, of course, Ally Medical Emergency are our partners here for the entire game here on the On Texas Football Channel.
This is what worries me more than saying getting comfortable. Said Donaldson go for 5 on the last play of the first quarter. First play of the second quarter, Peoples on a little counter play for 6. If Ohio State starts getting into a rhythm with the run game, then at that point I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's Jelani McDonald coming up for a big tackle there, but that was after 6 yards. So a first down on 2 runs. Ohio State really hasn't run the ball yet, but these two after that Jeremiah Smith catch across the middle, they've had back-to-back solid runs.
Pretty aggressive play calling by both head coaches there in the first quarter, I thought. And I expected that. I like that. We certainly, dodged a bullet with Jeremiah Smith on that play, as we talked about. But as you can see, they're trying to get Jeremiah Smith open in any way they can as an inside receiver, put him in motion, and I expect they'll get him the ball any way they can.
Another good throw that time by Julian Sayin. Jeff, you're gonna have to lead a little bit because I'm like 20 seconds behind you guys, so I'm usually a play behind.
Was a great defensive pass breakup right there. That play on Jeremiah Smith.
Great job by Grayson Littleton, Coach. That is Ohio State wants the flag. You're not getting it right there, though. That's a heck of a
You got
play.
a true freshman out there covering a freaking All-American. That's unbelievable.
Well, he's confident. There's no doubt. Coaches have raved about him.
I mean, yeah, was it that left hand got? But I mean, if the official didn't see it, then okay, then it is.
Yeah,
what
it was
is.
questionable.
But you know what, Coach? I don't want to say I'll take that, but I like that you got a freshman. It doesn't look like it's moving too fast. Doesn't look like he's scared. Like he's right there in the fight. I love that.
Oh man, he was right on the ball. And Jeremiah Smith was a true freshman just a year ago. Now Grayson Littleton's a true freshman. Age doesn't really matter if you can play.
Another great defensive pass.
Littleton again.
Yeah. We heard about him running with the ones in training camp, and we're like, I got to wait till I see this, But I know why now. There is a flag on the play, a face mask by Texas. Unfortunately, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah, it's on a defensive lineman. It's on Simmons or Banks.
They're going to get it. They're charging it to Simmons.
Yeah, that was going to be a potentially get off the field moment. 4th and 4 would have been a call for Ryan Day, but now it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, you just can't do that.
Unfortunate.
That's 3 penalties for Texas.
Certainly Texas not backing down in this matchup, in this hostile environment, but I still think they're trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, it's like the early rounds of a boxing match that's going 12. I mean, they're really just nobody wants to make a big mistake. They're trying to get their quarterbacks comfortable.
Now that's a good. So, Coach, I want to get your opinion on this because I think these are the kinds of situations where the great teams really respond. You have a Littleton makes a great play. You've got to get off the field. Now you get the face mask penalty. But how do you respond from it? Pretty good start right here, holding Donaldson to 1 yard.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You got to tighten up. They're getting close to being in field goal range. Big play right here.
Yeah, no scores yet, obviously, and Ohio State hasn't really threatened the scoring zone. They are here, and a big stop could
Big
force
flag there. I don't know what this flag. It's on Texas.
It's gonna be
Probably
a hold.
defensive holding. I'm
It's
assuming.
gonna be a hold charge to Jelani McDonald. Now you could have got Daniels right there with a hold on Umazulo, but they're gonna get McDonald right here.
Or is it Manny Muhammad?
It is Muhammad, Coach. Yeah, they changed it. I'm watching the stats feed, so yeah, they changed it to Muhammad.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, you can't complain about that. We'd want the same call if that was us on offense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Ohio State maybe getting a little rhythm here, but Texas helping them with their penalties. 2 on the offense now, a couple on the defense. That face mask, extended a drive potentially because that was going to set up a 4th and 4.
Timeout on the field. See what this is about.
Yeah, that's a hold. Jeremiah Smith drawing a lot of attention, obviously, everywhere he goes.
So for Texas right now, guys, 4 accepted penalties for 35 yards. You can't. I mean,
well, and the two of them kind of stalled drives that put you behind the chains on offense, and at least that first defensive penalty extended a drive for Ohio State, and now they're in obvious scoring zone. First team into the red zone is Ohio State. 3 minutes into the second quarter.
So, is there a penalty called on that play?
I'm not sure, Coach.
not
I see on the board.
I got my volume down, Coach. I think they've got I think it's a play clock issue.
Yeah, they had an issue right off the start of the game with that.
Yeah.
Well, now it's red zone defense time, guys. I mean, bend but don't break. A field goal doesn't hurt you. You got to cut the penalties. First quarter in 3 minutes, you've got 4.
Yeah, good game there by Ohio State on second down. On first down, we'll give them a second down and very manageable in the red zone. 2nd and 3.
It's a nice second effort right there.
Good drive here for the Buckeyes. Penalty aided, but still good running and throwing.
Yeah, they'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Texas defense going to have to stiffen up here. At least try to hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, Ohio State's got the run game going now, which is that's what you didn't want to see, is they found a rhythm on the ground.
And actually, that's what Texas needs to do. Yes. Texas has to find their running game, so take a little pressure off of Arch. Love all the comments. I tell you, we have some very insightful folks on the comments, and I read those comments. I'm like, these guys know football.
Yeah, they do, Coach.
And our subscribers know football. I read these comments. I go, that's exactly right. These guys know what they're talking about.
Go ahead and lead, guys, because I'm behind you.
That's a pretty good stand right there. So they try to run James Peoples right up the middle. Simmons, Taft, McDonald. Yeah, you're not gonna run right at Texas, Coach. They've done something that I think is probably path of least resistance for Ohio State. They're targeting Simmons and Trey Moore and those leaner guys on the edge in the run game and just running right at them. So if I was Ohio State, that's what I would try to do. Yeah.
So. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and goal from probably the 2 or 3 yard line. Texas is pretty much given man. They look like they're running man free defensively. which worries me with a Jeremiah Smith in this situation. 3rd and goal.
Big stand here potentially.
No doubt.
So I think this is the first time we've seen Travis Shaw in the game, and this is, I mean, right on the cusp. This is where you want him in the game.
3rd and goal from the 2. You got to think they'll go
Vardy.
for it on 4th down if they don't get it. Run formation unless they go one-on-one to Jeremiah.
I don't know.
Timeout on the field called for Ohio State.
Yeah, that's going to get this right. It's a huge play in this game, at least early in this game. Could lay the first blow on the Buckeyes. Buckeyes can lay it if they can put it in the end zone. They don't want to settle for 3 here after this drive. They moved the ball. This is 11-play drive so far, 78 yards, taking about 3 minutes off the clock into the second quarter here.
And here's what we'll talk about with the Ohio State run game. This is Ryan Day and Brian Hartline are being patient. None of their backs have a run longer than 7 yards, but Texas hadn't created many negative plays in a run game either. So if you're getting, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a pop, man, you can do that and just kind of just matriculate it down the field and try to get into a rhythm. And to their credit, they've gotten into a rhythm with the run game.
No doubt. Hey, let me tell you for the first time, and this drive has taken our quarter, but this quarter is brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. My great friend and lifelong Central Texan, Jeremy Jones, his team, long-standing motto, simple at Driven, make the used car buying experience more than fair. And it's very simple. Quality, variety, customer satisfaction drive everything that they do. And I can promise you, gang, you won't find a better vehicle at a better price anywhere. In Buda, Texas, where they are based, in Central Texas, all over Texas, or all over the country, they've sold and delivered great vehicles at an outstanding value to buyers across the United States and in Texas. Just a click away, drivenoutosales.net. That's drivenoutosales.net. For your dream vehicle or a need car or truck. At Driven, they carry everything from fuel-efficient compact cars, full-size options, each one meticulously inspected for quality and performance. When it comes with each car that you buy from Driven comes with a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. Not going to find that just anywhere, I promise you. And y'all, again, it's more than fair and a great process with people you can trust at Driven Auto Sales. It's only a click away, drivenoutosales.net. That's drivenoutosales.net, more than fair. And our game broadcast overall brought to you by friends at Ally Emergency Medical, one of their 9 great locations in Texas, 7 around Central Texas, newest being in San Marcos. Once you experience the Ally difference for your medical care, anything urgent or emergency or just not feeling well, you'll never go anywhere else than Ally with their concierge service, quick and efficient, and get yourself healthy at Ally Emergency Medical. All right, guys, big call here. What are we thinking?
Well, I want to say this. I don't know that any of us thought that Arch in the second quarter would be 3 of 5 for 13 yards. But I also don't know that anybody 3 weeks ago would have predicted C.J. Baxter being the leading rusher. 5 carries for 24 yards and 2 catches for 10 more yards. He's further along than we were led to believe that he was, or certainly me. I didn't know that he would be. I actually, about 3 weeks ago, I didn't know that C.J. Baxter would even see any playing time until midway through the season.
Yeah, that's what it felt like when they started camp, and certainly through the summer. I was at SEC Media Days, and that was Sark's thought, but I think he progressed and was further along than anybody anticipated, and he's so far as the leading rusher. Big play. Go ahead and take it if you got it, Jeff.
All right.
Yeah, it's a great job by the Texas defense there to create a 4th and 1. It's going to be interesting to see what Ohio State does here. Looks like they're probably going to go for it on the goal line with 9:20 left.
Yeah, I'm betting they called 2 plays in that timeout when they had the time.
Donaldson up the gut. Great job by Cole Brevard. I'll tell you what, Coach, this interior defensive line, other than Leonga Lafau, that might be the group I'm most impressed with so far. Shaw, Brevard, Watson, those guys are earning their keep right now.
Biggest play of the game up to this point with 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
And we've got our Buckeyes going to draw first blood right here.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
C.J. Donaldson caps off a 13-play, impressive 80-yard drive, over 8 minutes off the clock. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Buckeyes right there into our second quarter. This drive began at the end of the first quarter and extended into 6 minutes into the second. C.J. Donaldson, the big back, the West Virginia transfer from 1 yard out. Texas defense tried to rise up, but only needed a yard. That's a big dude, and the Longhorns will have to answer down 7-0.
Yeah, LaFau that time was just didn't get to fill the gap as he wanted to. But I look for Texas in this following drive to open it up a little bit. I really do. I think as long as Ohio State continues to play, they're too shelled over the top, it's going to be a situation for Manning to be patient, but take what he can. But I look for Manning to start making some plays here with his feet in the second half, second part of the second quarter, because we've got to get some things going on offense. We've got to get a good drive going. 7-0. I'm not, certainly not
Panicking.
Yeah, that's right. But Texas still trying to figure its way out through this, rightfully so. Through 1 1/4, I guess 1 1/4 quarters, Texas still trying to figure out offensively what they're going to be able to do. I think now they've got to kind of beat on what Ohio State is doing defensively to us, and I look for us to continue to try to run the ball, but try to hit some high percentage passes. And I think the main thing for Texas in this coming drive with Arch Manning is just to move the chains any way that you can. You don't want to give the ball back to Ohio State with 3 or 4 minutes left in the first half and let them take a 2-touchdown lead going into halftime. This is going to be a very big drive for the Texas offense.
Yeah, just for some confidence, only 2 first downs so far. They have more penalties than first downs in this game, and that's got to change. Ohio State's been very sticky in their coverage. Haven't got a lot of pressure on Arch, and Texas has established a little bit of run, but those couple offsides penalties have really stalled a couple. Ohio State goes on the really impressive drive, and Jeff Howe, you pointed it out at the start of that drive that it felt like Ohio State was starting to get some rhythm in that run game, and it capped off with a touchdown. They go the length of the field, essentially 13 plays. On Texas Football Live Watch Along, brought to you by Driven Auto Sales here in the second quarter. Jeff, to your thought, open it up, but also, borrow from Ohio State. Get your run game going and see if you can bring those safeties up a little bit to loosen up that coverage.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Coach. I'm not panicked yet, because if I'm Sark, all I got to tell, or PK, anybody on that defensive staff, all I got to say is, look, guys, if we just stop shooting ourselves in the foot, we're going to be fine. And this is what we talk about these games. Like, you got to give Ohio State credit too. Like, you're not playing, the last place team in the Sun Belt here. You're playing a really good football team with a lot of NFL players. As a matter of fact, Coach, we can talk about whatever you want on fourth down, but you watch that block on the left side where they got a double team on Watson. That's just 2 really good offensive linemen moving a really good defensive lineman off the spot and giving your running back just enough room to move. So again, yeah, Texas shot itself in the foot, but you got to give Ohio State credit. That's why we talk about playing clean, because in a game like this, when the talent evens out, the little stuff adds up to the big stuff at the end of the day. But I have been encouraged with what I've seen from Texas. I want to see them kind of go back to some of those gap power schemes we've seen, the counter that worked earlier with Baxter, where we got the 14-yard run. I think Texas just needs to stick with it. There's no reason for anybody to panic at this point.
Absolutely not.
Yep, but you need a drive, even for a field goal, something to move the chains and a couple of first downs to the point. And no one has made a big play yet. There hasn't been, Ohio State missed the fourth down. It could have been a deep shot. No one's made one of those haymaker type plays. That's what Texas has avoided so far, but just a really, really good drive by the Buckeyes will settle their young quarterback down. That same could happen for Texas here. Into this midway through the second quarter now. Second quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. DrivenAutoSales.net is where you're going to find them. You won't find a better, easier, and fairer way to buy a used car. DrivenAutoSales.net. All right, guys, just went through it. What's early play call, established run? What do we think?
Yeah, I think Arch has to use his feet. I really think that C.J. Baxter is going to need to establish himself a little bit, or Trey Wisner. One of them is going to have to establish himself with our offensive line in the running game to open up our passing game.
No doubt. Got to bring those safeties up a little bit, and they're playing deep, and there's got to be underneath stuff or across the middle. But as you said with Urban Meyer, no coach is a little bit hesitant to go across the middle early in games. Might need to start doing that to get those safeties from 20 yards down the field to start a play with the athletic linebackers that they have. We'll see what Sark comes up with. We're past the script now. Now it's about adjustments and play calls.
And there you go, coach, right there, Arch with the keeper. You gotta force the issue to get them out of the too high shell.
No doubt.
You don't want a defense just to be sitting there in a static too high shell. That completely takes away your vertical game. So whatever you got to do to get them out of it. I love that call on first down. Put the ball in Arch's hands. Let him get comfortable, coach. That's the thing, and that's something only Sark and AJ Mill we know. What gets Arch comfortable? What gets him in a rhythm? Hopefully, we start seeing some of that right here.
Yeah, you've got to get him out of that too high shell. There's no doubt. And the way you do that is by running the football. And if we can get some success, have some success on this drive running the football, we may see us open up the passing game a little bit.
Yeah, it starts with that. And, remember it was Sam Ellinger, guys, that he liked to get a hit before he really got into the game, right? Get tackled, take one. Maybe Arch gets going here.
Unfortunate DeAndre Moore. I'm not sure whether that was on Arch or DeAndre. It looked like the pass was a little bit low. That's certainly one we need to complete.
I wonder, somebody may have deflected that, coach. I don't know.
That may have.
Let's see the replay on this. Is Fox going to show me a replay on this or no? Doesn't look like it. But coach, you're on it. Not surprised. That's exactly what you want to do. You gotta start taking. Not that you gotta just throw caution to the wind, but you gotta take some chances.
Big third down here, guys. 3rd and 3. You got run pass option here, or even Arch's legs.
I like that second down call though. That's a good second down call.
Yeah, it is, and I liked the fact that you give Arch on this play an opportunity to run the ball. If it's a run, have it a read play where Arch can possibly keep the ball, get the first down, but they are going to throw it. Arch scrambling. He's going to be close. Yeah, I think he's going to have the first down. It's going to be I think he'll have the first down from according to the spot. Good play by Arch.
Yeah,
Aaron, you follow Ohio State closer than I do. They've got studs, but man, Arvell Reese has been all over the place.
Yeah, he has.
Remember,
just like Texas has guys that have been waiting to play. Because remember, last year, I don't want to over talk the big plays, but just like Texas has guys that have been waiting their turn, Ohio State has the same.
It's a heck of a job by Arch to keep his feet somewhat, coach. He took a shot right there, too.
Got a too deep shell again. Arch taking a shot down the field. Double coverage, not a good throw. I mean, in my opinion, not a good decision to throw into double coverage like that. But it does keep Ohio State honest.
Yeah, you figure they take a shot at some point, even into the shell, to just let them know they'll do it. But you got to be careful.
I like taking a shot too, because hey, maybe you force a DPI and get yourself a free 15 yards.
Sure. And that could have been one. It looked like on the defensive back on the Wingo, maybe they thought it was an uncatchable pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now you're gonna have a big third down here, guys. Third and the downs you don't want to be in after this run goes for none.
Yeah, Ohio State blitzing on that play, and we're able to snuff that out. This is going to be a huge play, 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns. 8:57 left in the first quarter.
Boy, Caleb
time, obviously.
Missile.
This may be the biggest play of the second half up to this point.
There's your guy again, Jeff.
I'm telling you, he's been their MVP so far. Arvell Reese has for Ohio State.
No doubt. Texas defense is going to have to make a stop on this next drive.
Yeah, they need to get the ball back.
Out of the game before halftime.
Well, what you don't want to do, to your point, Coach, you don't want to give them the 2-for-1 since they get the ball to start the second half.
Sure. Come on. Down it. There you go. Yeah. Great job. Got the ball on the 1.5, 2 yard line. Good job by the punter. Second great punt in a row by him.
Yeah, that's a big difference from a year ago, guys. To have a punter that can pin it deep and get you out of a tough spot and make it tough on the opponent. And now you got to take advantage of it with your defense. But Arvell Reese having a heck of a first half. Ohio State right now playing a really clean game, guys. They haven't had a penalty. They haven't even put the ball in jeopardy. They've missed a couple. 2 drops by Jeremiah Smith have helped the cause. Texas got to turn this momentum right now.
This is the difference. And Ryan Niblett may not have a role on offense, but that's an example right there of how a guy, if you're a really good, like an elite gunner on special teams, you could help your team win games. I think about some of the better ones Texas had, like Keelan Robinson was really good. Keaton Crawford, Josh Thompson may have been the best I've seen at Texas as a gunner, but credit Bowmeister and credit Niblett for running that punt down and in at the 1.
As we said,
Ohio State will certainly have to earn this drive with 5:05 left in this first half.
From the 1-yard line. Nice job, guys. Today's Watch Along, as we say, brought to you by our presenting partners at Ally Medical Emergency Room. When you or your family face a medical issue, no matter how minor or major, you always have Ally. And one of their 9 Ally Medical Emergency locations around Texas, 7 of them are right here in Central Texas. They're all over, and they are ready to help you. They're one right downtown off Burnett, next to the UT campus for students. And each of the 9 has in-house labs, and they're all about concierge service, quick, efficient, in and out. With one of their board-certified doctors. Their goal is to never have anybody in the waiting room. Not that they're not treating patients. They're just not waiting in the waiting room like you do at hospital-based ERs and other spots. I promise you that. They're in Round Rock, South Austin, Buda, Dripping Springs, and Bastrop. Newest location is in San Marcos. And the second quarter brought to you by Driven Auto Sales. My good buddy Jeremy Jones, a lifelong Central Texan. He is a guy you can trust without a doubt. They make it very simple to buy a used car, and their motto is simple for almost a decade now: more than fair. More than fair. It's a simple, driven motto. Quality, variety, and customer satisfaction drive everything they do. They're based in Buda, Texas, but sell cars all over Central Texas, all around Texas, and all over the country online at drivenoutosales.net for that dream vehicle. Want to have some fun in your older years, or need a truck or car, whatever it might be. Driven Auto Sales has it, and every car comes with a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. It's drivenoutosales.net.
You look at the stats in Texas. At this point, with 71 yards of total offense, that's not going to win this game. And I still think Sark is, trying to figure out defensively Ohio State's defense, what he can do to get more yardage. We're certainly going to need more yards. I thought we would have more yards than 51 yards of rushing in the first half. I certainly thought we'd have more yards than 20 yards passing in the first quarter, and almost a little over a half. Texas is going to have to get the ball back and see if they can do something to tie up this game at halftime. We need a great defensive stand here.
I think Texas has all 3 of its timeouts still, right?
I think, but yeah. Texas, Ohio State used 1 on that goal line situation to set up their 2 plays. Darian, thanks for the super chat. Ohio State's DB's 10 yards off. Why isn't Sark going quick game? This is gross. Yeah. The adjustments have to come here. The script college kind of showed you, but you haven't done anything to force Ohio State out of what their base game plan is. Sark's going to have to go with some of that and get Arch comfortable. That's really what it has to be. He's 4 for 8, but for 20 yards. He's been pressured when he does. He's missed some throws too here. So we'll get your young quarterback going. Julian Sain on the other side felt like he got in a rhythm in that 80-yard drive that they went on. So, but see if your defense, this is what you're going to hang your hat on early this year as the offense comes along. See if this defense can step up and make a play from the 1-yard line.
Really, the game is fairly, Manning with 20 yards passing, Sain with 39 yards passing, Ohio State with 45 yards rushing, Texas with 51. Really kind of even in that area. Both teams trying to find their way through this game.
And that's what Ohio State did last drive. We got 4 or 5 yards on first down, or 3, 4 at least, moved the pile. Was able to set up downs that were manageable for the quarterback.
Big play for Texas on this 3rd and 3 here. Certainly need to get a stop here. It turns into a field position game at this point. If Texas can stop them here, maybe get the ball at midfield, maybe 40, 45-yard line of Texas, give the offense a chance to score here going into halftime.
I will give I'll give Brian Hartline and Ryan Day credit. I mean, they're patient. They're continuing to just those 3 and 4 yard runs. They're enjoying not going broke, taking a profit right now, Coach. They're content with those 3 and 4 yard runs, and it's setting you up with third and manageables.
Oh my goodness, what a play!
Go ahead and tell us, Coach. Your head, your lead.
Well, you'll see.
So Sayin got pressure rolled out, and that is a big time catch by Carnell Tate. I mean, that's just saying that's Coach on scramble drill. This is what we talk about. When we talk about scramble drill, this is what we talk about a wide receiver working back to the quarterback, knowing where your guy is, trying to go make a play for him. That's a great job in scramble drill by Carnell Tate. Look, he's on the comeback.
I'm impressed with the way Sayin is handling himself here in the first half.
Yeah, good coverage and pressure on Sayin. But yeah, Sayin so far is outplaying Arch. I mean, he's making some big throws where they need it. Neither guy are lighting up the scoreboard, obviously, but he's making a few throws here and there that they have to move the chain. So that's coming off his own goal line.
A lot of people predicted this game to be a low-scoring game. So far, that's certainly the case.
I thought the under was the side. These two teams have played 4 times, and they've never cracked 50 points to combine, right? I mean, they're going to play great defense.
It's a really nice job by Alex January chasing that down.
Texas still could bow up here and get a big third down coming up and get the ball back in good field position.
Right, so this is big right here. So 3rd and 10 coming up from Ohio State after this play.
Coach, great. Yeah, good job.
You're in a good position because you still got the 2 minute, you got the 2 minute timeout, and you've got your 3 still. So if you can get off the field here, this is big.
Yeah, 3rd down and 10 for Ohio State at this point with like you said, a little over 2 minutes left. If Texas makes a big stop here, it kind of plays to their hand, have a chance to tie the game up before halftime.
Coach, this is what I like about Pete Kwiatkowski not being a big blitz guy. That way, when he does dial it up, you almost get lulled into this false sense of security. Like, okay, they're just going to hang back and just play it straight up. And then they bring some guys, they bring an extra guy or two, and it just completely throws you off.
Yeah, Texas playing 3 deep. Okay, good job. Keep everything in front of you. Forcing Ohio State 4th down and 5. So Ohio State will be punting. Texas will have the ball back, have a chance with 2 minutes left in the first half.
That is
a game up.
Great open field tackle by Ty Anthony Smith right there on Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, they knew they were going to have in that NASCAR package and have 3 deep. Had to throw something underneath, and at that point, to their best athlete too, by the way, and then you got to make a tackle.
No doubt.
But this is why when we talk about who's starting. So Jerry's made a point to say this. I made a point to say this, especially on defense. You're going to play so many guys. It's a guy like Ty Anthony Smith that doesn't show up with that first 11 that is going to make you a play that could flip the game right here for you.
No doubt.
Like nice open field tackle on 3rd down, force a punt. Like the depth for both these teams this is one of those things that separates. Coach, I've noticed this when you get into big time college football, the thing that separates kind of the good teams from the elite teams, line of scrimmage talent, and then just your overall depth. And I think we're seeing that from both these teams right now.
No doubt.
And we'll get to see Arch Manning in a 2-minute drill scenario. We haven't seen that. Here he comes. He's going to be running the 2-minute. I know they work on that situationally. It's something that's important. Obviously, to try to go get 3 points would be nice. 7 points for sure coming in. Let me tell you one more time in our 2-minute warning about our friends at Driven Automotive, drivenoutosales.net. Buying a car can be a pain sometimes, right? Or can be, not working with people you trust. Jeremy Jones lives here in Buda, Texas, not far from me. Lifelong Central Texan and business owner. Simple motto, more than fair. Every car is meticulously inspected. They're not going to sell you a car that hadn't been taken care of, like a lot of folks will do in the used car business. And then they're going to make it as fair as possible. That's what it's all about. At Simple at Driven Automotive, Central Texas, all over the country. They've delivered complimentary vehicles all over the United States, sold them to people who get the best value they're going to find anywhere. Trust me, just go to the website. It's a click away, drivenoutosales.net, from your dream vehicle to a need car or truck. As we say, each one meticulously inspected for quality and performance. Each one comes with a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. That's more than fair. It's drivenoutosales.net.
Thanks for the super chat, Buddy Pal Chief Big Guy. And it is. It's almost an exact copy of the Cotton Bowl, but Texas hopefully has learned from that. We have a touchdown drive on this play, on this series before halftime, and I think we're right where we want to be. It's not great. It's not where maybe we hoped it would be at this point. We were hoping Arch maybe would have 100, 150 yards passing at this point. That's not the case, but we'll look and see what happens on this drive.
Coach, put the headset back on real quick. If you're Banks and Sark, you coming after this, or are you just hanging back and setting the return?
Set up the return. Set up the return. You don't want a penalty on a roughing the kicker. Set up that return, get good field position, play the clock.
Yep, and what you can't have here, because remember, it was Ohio State at the Cotton Bowl last January 10th that hit that Trevion Henderson big play touchdown right before the half. That was a backbreaker for sure for the Buckeyes. You would love to have a big play for the Longhorns, but same time, what you can't do is give up a turnover, give up the ball here in the final 2 minutes.
Texas catches a break here with a bad punt.
Nice.
We'll have the ball around midfield. I'm not sure exactly where it will be. It'll be near midfield with 1:54 left to go in the second quarter. Texas with a great opportunity here to tie this game going into halftime. You don't want to leave any time left on the clock for Ohio State. 1:54 left. It's going to be interesting to see what Sark dials up here on this last drive for the Texas offense, apparently in the second quarter.
So, Coach, I don't know if he's been in yet, but we got Neto coming in left guard for Stroh right now to start this drive.
Is that for pass protection purposes, right, guys? This is probably a heavy pass. Maybe Connor's Stroh's the better run blocker at this point.
Coach, it could be just maybe when they've repped 2 minute in practice, Neto's been the guard in 2 minute. And Stroh
could be.
True enough.
Yeah, could be. Misfire by Manning on that. That would have been a tight squeeze to be able to fit that ball in that pass. Texas needs to get some yardage on this second down.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of this field position. I like to see the right leg of Mason Shipley. Is it right or left? I don't remember. The leg of Mason Shipley at least on this drive.
Yeah, you got to get something here.
Yeah, you want to go into the locker room with some confidence.
Not
3rd and 8 for Texas now with 1:40 left in the second quarter. Wow. You hate to keep saying this, but biggest play of the first half for the Longhorns for sure. You don't want to give Ohio State back the ball with time left on the clock. Big play for Texas. I wonder if they can get 3 or 4 yards, maybe 5 yards, and go for it on 4th. I'm not sure what they'll do here.
There's over 20 NFL teams at this game. Arvell Reese is making some money today, man. That was a great play. Again, Coach, that's one that doesn't show up on the highlight reel, but that to put them in 3rd and 8, that was a great play by Reese again, setting the edge.
Okay, 4th and 2.5. 4th and 2.5. What do you do if you're Sark here?
Boy,
let the clock run down. Let the clock run down in case you don't get the first down. I'm surprised Ohio State doesn't call a timeout here.
Yeah, they just did.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. I figured they would probably do that. Good call by Ohio State.
Yeah, another check down for Arch, but Ohio State is playing so deep with everything, and Longhorns have to take advantage of that somehow here in the second half. But they're a solid defense, no doubt. Matt Patricia so far. Remember, Matt Patricia's the new defensive coordinator, but he brought the rest of the coaching defensive staff still stayed. They didn't follow Jim Knowles to Penn State, so there's a lot of continuity on the coaching staff on this side, even with a new defensive coordinator.
Again, a little disappointed, with the fact that we've got 79 yards offense in the first half. Not exactly what we were expecting in the first half, but at the same time, Ohio State with a little over 100 yards offense in the first half. It's been a defensive battle so far.
Yeah, no question. I think I took the under for sure. Final score was in the low 20s to the teens, and I think we're on our way to that. Texas could really use some points. Jeff, you have any issue with them going for it coming out of this timeout?
I'm 50-50 on this. Normally, right around this point, I don't mind going for it, but This is a long 3, it seems like.
Yeah,
It's a
points are
long
gonna
3,
be,
and there's a lot of time left on the clock.
yeah, and points
You
are a
better
premium
dial
here.
up your best,
You know,
your best play for 4th and 2 here.
yeah, they may just try to draw them off sides, or you're going to let your young quarterback make something happen.
Well,
Arch
maybe
is
a
late.
pick route, maybe a run pass option for Arch. Get him out of the pocket, see if he can pick it up with his feet, dump it off to a safety valve to get that 2 yards. I certainly would like to see some type of option play here where Arch has the option to hand it off, to run it, or to pass it to get these 2 yards. You don't want to just hand it off on a straight blind handoff and expect your offense to, they're going to punt it. Wow.
Yeah, I kind of thought after they looked at points are a premium here. I mean, this game may not get to 17, and if you give Ohio State a short field and they kick a field goal before the half, they also get the ball coming out of half. Don't forget, if memory serves, if that's the way this is going to play out, you don't want to give them quick points.
Bo Meester's been your MVP so far, man.
Yeah, so Texas will have Ohio State will have the ball at the 2-yard line with 35 seconds left. Expect them just to run the clock out and go in with the 7-0 halftime, knowing they're going to get to receive starting the second half. So the pressure will be on the Texas defense starting the second half.
You got the bare minimum there, Coach, which is you're not letting them get the 2-for-1. You needed points right there, but at the very least, you didn't turn it over, and they're not going to have a great opportunity for the 2-for-1.
Yeah,
so.
I got to say a conservative call by Sark, which we're not that used to. He's very typically aggressive, but I think it's a good play. I think it's a good choice. You go in the halftime and kind of reset your offense, reset your defense, come out in the second half, hope you can make a stop, and then get the offense going. Yeah, it looks like Ohio State here is content to run the clock out at the end of the first half. That's probably the last play of the first half, I would assume. It absolutely is. Ohio State going to halftime with a 7-0 lead.
Pretty much what I expected. I mean, I've said for a couple of weeks now, I felt like this had the potential to be ugly, low scoring, real physical. Yeah, it ain't a masterpiece, Coach, but we got a real physical half of football.
Yep.
Yeah, I really thought. Yeah, I was really thinking the mid-50s, upper 50s was the over-under on this. Boy, was I wrong, unless somebody really explodes in the second half.
Yep. Adjustments we needed on the Texas offense, under 100 yards of offense, but Ohio State just over 100 themselves, 103 yards on that. And most of it came on that long drive for Ohio State, the 80-yard drive on 13 plays. Other than that, it's a stalemate with Arch Manning and Julian saying. Coach, what are your adjustments for the second half? You got to get them out of that shell. How do you do it?
You've got to get your running game going. You have to get your running game going. You have to get Ohio State out of that too-deep shell. And if you can't get them out of that too-deep shell, then Arch has to take what they give him, and that may be a 3 or 4 or 5 yard pass that hopefully your receivers can turn into big yardage to get first downs. But it seems apparent to me Ohio State is not going to let Arch throw the ball down the field. And, I'm there really hasn't been a receiver for Texas other than C.J. Baxter out of the backfield, that has really a receiver that has really, come out and have a breakout game. We've got, as far as our wide receivers, you've got Wingo for one catch for 7 yards, and that's it with the wide receivers. And so you've got to find a way to get the ball to those guys in open space, or you've got to find a way to run the ball to be able to get those guys the ball in open space. But incredibly disappointing to me that our wide receivers have one catch for 7 yards. I didn't see that coming, but it's still a 7-0 game. It's anybody's game at this point. But as we all thought, this may come down to the running game and what Texas is able to do rushing the ball, what Ohio State is, be able to do. We're actually leading the rushing by 3 yards, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. But saying 6 of 11 for 53 yards, Arch 5 of 10 for 26 yards. Pretty even game up to this point.
Yeah, outside of one drive, that was the difference in the game so far as points on the board, a 13-play drive where they got into a rhythm. They didn't have any penalties either. Texas provided 2 penalties on that drive, one a face mask, one a defensive holding, and that helped. Coach, man, enjoy the game. I appreciate you always for the whole second quarter. Great analysis as always. And if you want to jump back on at any point because you have some thoughts, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, enjoyed it, guys. You'll have a great second half call.
No question. There it is. The coach, Bob Shipley. This says Jeff called it. Yeah, I mean, I think the low scoring game was the side here. I didn't expect anybody thought this was going to be a shootout. I think was misguided. I mean, this is 2 young quarterbacks, 2 really good defenses. Mistakes are going to be, probably the deciding factor. And Jeff, so far in a 7-0 game, I just mentioned it. The mistakes have been made by Texas with the 4 penalties that were critical. Stalled a couple Texas drives and extended an Ohio State drive that led in the only touchdown. So Texas has to clean that up. And obviously, as Coach just said, the run game hasn't been terrible. It's the passing game that they're not able to get and find open receivers with that shell coverage. They've got to figure some things out underneath with Arch.
No, but if you don't start running the football, or actually if you don't get the passing game going, get something going, then Ohio State's going to be able to put more defenders in the box. Obviously, I'd go back to a couple of things. If I'm Sark, the quick screen to Wingo, that was a good play call on when they run that. I think it was the last drive of the first half. They ran the quick screen to Wingo. And then you go back on the first drive, that 4th down, where I don't know if it was an RPO, if it was a give all the way, but you got injuries as the tight end blocking back against the formation, like when they run their split zone. I go back to some of that, and actually, if I'm Sark, I do make that an RPO where, hey, give Arch the option, give it, pull it, and if he pulls it, now he's got injuries leaking out to where he can throw the ball. So basically, you basically got the run pass run option if you're Arch on that. So I'd go back to some more stuff like that just to get. Coach said it a while ago, and I agree. You got to get Arch's legs involved. Like you can't just have him standing back there. That's like, to me, honestly, it's like having a Ferrari and driving it at 20 miles an hour. Like you gotta let him go a little bit.
Agreed. And if you're gonna, he's got to complete some throws too. There was one throw on the move on that first play that threw a worm ball that never had a chance. So they got to get that going for sure. The defense, the punter, the field position have been outstanding so far for Texas, but obviously a 0 on the board. Halftime, at least the beginning of it, brought to you by our friends at Encapsulated USA. Listen, Encapsulate is something I take every morning, guys. It's a 6 mushroom blend. This is not the psychedelic mushroom. This is for good health. It's made 100% from the fruiting body extracts up at the top. 6 different mushrooms. They're dual extracted to ensure the most vital nutrients and benefits are included. I take it in the morning on an empty stomach and does wonders. Reduces inflammation, increases my energy and mental focus. Pretty much eliminates my need for morning coffee or caffeine unless it's been up late the night before. But it is tremendous. Also can help with some digestion things. Encapsulate, third-party tested, safe to consume daily. Available at Amazon and encapsulateusa.com. And if you go to the website there, encapsulateusa.com, just to check it out, and you use the promo code EHogan, they're going to get you $10 off. Or 10% off your first orders. That's 10% off. You can check them out. It's Encapsulate, the 6 mushroom blend. Again, all for good health. Great supplement, and I promise you, check it out. You'll enjoy it. And I'll take it every single morning on my way into the radio office. And it really, really does help with mental focus and energy and just being sharper. Check that out. Encapsulate. Also, Ally Medical Emergency. I can't tell you enough about these folks. They're great. We're all kind of like, if you have a medical emergency or you got a sick kid or you just need to get something checked out, man, nobody makes it easier and quicker and more concierge service than Ally Medical. 7 locations in Central Texas. There's a brand new one down there near Jeff's house in San Marcos. That's their newest location of Ally. They have 9 around Texas, and it's little to no wait time every time. They want to get you in and get you treated and get you back out. If they do have to get you to a full-time hospital, they'll do that too with ambulance service. And you're going to meet with one of their onboard or board-certified doctors. The waits are never long at Ally Medical. It's the difference. The doctors own the facilities and they run them. It's all about taking great care of you. And I want to tell you real quick here at halftime about their Care Relief program at Ally. It's a game changer. Every Ally location has an in-house financial assistance program intended to help patients and their families with costly ER copays. Go to their website, allymedical.com, see how much your family could save today. Most families save over $90 100%, y'all. Round Rock, South Austin, Buda, Dripping Springs, Bastrop, right downtown on Burnett, right by campus, and 2 locations in Houston and that new one near Jeff in San Marcos. Ally Medical, here when moments matter.
Hey, E, real quick, off topic, but since I'm sure there are a lot of Cowboys fans watching right now, saw this report just a minute ago from Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News. Leroy Jordan, one of the cornerstones of the Doomsday defense under Tom Landry, passed away today at age 84. So thoughts and prayers to the Cowboys organization. That you talk about tough guys, Aaron. Even at his age, I met Leroy Jordan. This was probably about 10 years ago now. Look like he still may be able to go out there and give you about 2 or 3 snaps. So just a different era of football Leroy Jordan played in. But yeah,
the old school. And this is kind of an old school football game, Jeff, and thanks for that report. But old school. You thought, low scoring, grimy kind of game. The weather's phenomenal. It's like 70 degrees and sunny, as you see if you're watching the Fox broadcast. Couldn't be nicer. So it's not one of those muddy, dark Big Ten games, but it kind of has that feel even in the sunshine. And they got to get Arch Manning going. I mean, quite honestly, what it reminds me of, Jeff, is and you did the immediate reaction to the first scrimmage where the defense was way ahead of the offense, and Texas fans were panicked a little bit. But Sark did say that the offense came along as the scrimmage went on, and that's going to have to happen. They're going to have to find some confidence for this offense and find some play calling that leads to it. I'm sure when we get Rod Babers to weigh in, there'll be some thoughts about that. But what are you thinking? You had Coach Bob Shipley's thoughts. What are your adjustments to the playbook right now for Sark?
If you're Sark, you got to go into halftime and figure out, okay, what are going to be our really good drive starters? Like, you got to first down from the rest of it's an important down regardless. But man, the 2 things that are standing out to me, and one, play differentials. One, Ohio State's +4. They've run 30 plays from scrimmage. Texas with 26. Not that great of a play differential. But the fact that Ohio State gets the ball to start the second half, keep an eye on play differential. Average to go distance on third down. Ohio State's 5 yards, Texas 7.3. I know you're saying, well, Jeff, that's only almost 2.5 yards. Brother, that's a big difference in a game like this. We're talking about having an average of 3rd and 5 and an average of 3rd and 7+. So you got to figure out what your drive starters are, what gets Arch comfortable, and Sark and Arch both just have to be better on first down, period. I mean, that's I hate to say it boils down to something that simplistic, but that's what it is. I couldn't ask much more, with the exception of the penalties. Can't ask much more of the Texas defense than what you've gotten so far.
Yeah, agreed. And 2 of those there. And again, that really for me is the difference in this game at halftime. The penalties, because while Texas was still early and on their script and trying to get in a rhythm, that offsides that early movement by DeAndre Moore and then on Brandon Baker. This led to, I think, a little bit of what you're talking about with the third and the down and distance. Those 5 yards backed you up and where you were in manageable spots and took you out of those opportunities. And then the biggest penalty, arguably, because it came on the touchdown drive for Ohio State, was the face mask on 3rd and 4, an interior face mask. I think it was on Colin Simmons, defensive face mask. It was going to be an incomplete pass. Ryan Day was going to have a decision to make on going forward on 4th and 4. Probably would have punted in a game like this. Instead, they got a free first down. They took that into the end zone. There was also the Manny Muhammad holding call on that drive that gave him another 15 yards or 10 yards. So 15 yards and penalties, but you can't overstate how big the 4th down or 3rd down one that extended a drive that led to 7 points. So the mistakes have been made by Ohio State or by Texas, and you got to give Ohio State some credit here. With all the new starters, they've played without a penalty in the first half, and they've played on schedule when they needed to, and their young quarterback has made some throws.
He has. The thing with saying is his guys necessarily haven't been there for him. Smith had a couple of drops. Claire had the one on 4th down. I think probably the best play that Sayin made was when they were backed up that 3rd down where Colin Simmons is right in his face and he throws that sideline ball to Carnell Tate. And that's equal parts good job by Sayin getting rid of the football in a spot where either his guy's going to catch it or it's going to be incomplete. And that's a really good job by Tate helping your quarterback out, working back to the ball in a scramble drill situation. But yeah, like you said, other than the penalties, the Texas defense has been great. Leonga Lafau, really good in the first half. Been really impressed with the Texas defensive tackles. Grayson Littleton, if the Colin Simmons face mask penalty doesn't happen, maybe the play of the half we're talking about is that Grayson Littleton coverage on Jeremiah Smith on that 3rd down. And Ty Anthony Smith with the big open field tackle on Smith right before the 2-minute drill to be right on top of him. So I can't ask much more than what the Texas defense is giving you. That said, if I'm giving an MVP for this game, dude, Arvell Reese from Ohio State has been freaking phenomenal.
Number 8, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been the MVP extraordinaire for Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, and you add that to Caleb Downs has not shown up because I think Texas is avoiding him. They've done a pretty good job with Jeremiah Smith, who had one big play. This Arch reminds me of Garrett Gilbert so far. Wow,
not close, not even close. I ain't trying to hear all that.
Well, he's going to have to make some throws here and get himself in a rhythm. I think that's up to Sark too. Then that's going to be the challenge for this offensive staff: AJ Milwee, Sark, Kyle Flood, because the run game is not exactly where you want it, but it's approaching 4 yards a carry. It got worse as the half went on. It says Arch is in year 3. Why isn't he ready, Blake?
If you look at the run game, though, I'll get to the Arch question in a minute, but if you look at what the running backs have done, Baxter and Wisner combined 11 carries, 41 yards. That's right in the wheelhouse of where you want to be. Give Ohio State credit because they got players on defense. Texas has shot itself in the foot a couple of times with penalties to start some pretty critical drives in the first half. And let's not forget, man, you're playing in maybe the toughest road environment in college football. Maybe I'm in denial, but I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater after 2 quarters of football. I think that's incredibly irresponsible to do. So I'm not going to say Arch isn't ready, but they've got to figure out their best. Sark's got to go to that call sheet, get in his bag, and go sit down with Arch at halftime, figure out, all right, what are going to be our best calls on first down? Like you've got to start drives better, and you got to stop shooting yourself in the foot because 3rd and 7 is not you're not going to win this game being in 3rd and 7 all day.
No question about that. It's the On Texas Football Watch Along, Allied Medical Emergency, bringing you the entire game, encapsulate here at halftime. Also, thanks to the Spreadwise app that brought our first quarter. They were tremendous. Download that to your smartphone. Have it for your season-long elimination pools in the NFL. You'll have an advantage over everybody else in your pool. It is an algorithm, advanced algorithm that helps you organize picks for this week, but several weeks in advance at Spreadwise down in your app store. Also, our friends at Driven Auto Sales helping us with the second quarter, and we'll tell you about some more coming up. But some scores from around college football. Obviously, this is kind of almost a standalone game as far as ranked teams and big games. Ohio State leads at 7-0. There are some games outside of this that are happening. Tulane's all over Northwestern. Mississippi State, Texas is on Texas' schedule. They're up 13-10 at the half over Mississippi Southern Miss. Pittsburgh up on Duquesne in that rivalry game, 34-6. And Tennessee 24, Syracuse 14, approaching halftime, high-scoring affair in Knoxville. Purdue's up on Ball State. So we'll keep you posted on these early game scores. Maryland all over Florida Atlantic. But obviously, Jeff, the biggest games are coming. Florida State, Alabama. What do you make of the Clemson LSU game tonight?
One of two things is going to happen. Either Dabo is going to get back on the horse and win one of these big non-conference games, non-ACC games, which feels like Clemson hadn't done that in a minute, or Brian Kelly's going to win a season opener. Two really good two quarterbacks that I like a lot. Like I know I take some heat for it. I'm a Nussmeier fan. I like Garrett Nussmeier, but I like Kate Klubnik a little bit more. And I think playing in Death Valley, that to me is going to end up being the difference for Clemson tonight. So I like Clemson to win that game, but that's going to be I do want to see how much better / different is LSU on defense year 2 with Blake Baker as the DC there.
Yes. I mean, well, to me, that's the key to the game. Which team improved their defense the most in the offseason? Brian Kelly admitted after that, the first year, this past season, that they didn't get into the portal very often because they had some young guys they wanted to get some seasoning and kind of take some lumps. And this offseason, they jumped in the portal in a big way and shored up what they think is their defense to give Bo Baker the ammo. Obviously Clemson, they were in the playoff last year, lost to Texas, but it was about stopping the run. They gave up almost 5 yards a carry on the ground last year. Jaden Blue torched him in the playoff game. That was the most a Clemson defense had allowed in 40 years on the ground, even though they were in the playoffs. So Dabo went and hired Tom Allen away from Penn State, So to me, the winner tonight is going to be the team whose defense has taken the biggest step forward, because I think both offenses are pretty dynamic, Jeff.
Yeah, especially Clemson with Klubnik and those wide receivers. I want to see what Clemson's got going on for the run game, though. That's the only really concern. And it's not even an offensive line issue with Clemson. It's more of a, hey, who do they have in the backfield kind of issue. Kate Klubnik, they might have, in terms of a collection of wide receivers. I know Ohio State's got Jeremiah Smith. The collection of wideouts at Clemson might be the best in the country. I mean, they were really good in the playoff game last year from what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, and they were a freshman and two sophomores last year, and they're all back, and they're all really good. The offensive line, Klubnik, he was money last year. That game he played against Texas in the loss is as good a quarterback game as I saw last year, with some of the high level 5-star throws he made against that Longhorn secondary that was so sticky and good. So looking forward to that. Obviously, another top 10 matchup Sunday night in college football. That a lot of anticipation. Notre Dame looking to bounce back. Notre Dame's question, Jeff, is can they go back to back? Right, we've seen them make it to deep into the season and championship level, even with Brian Kelly, and then they'd fall back the next year. Can Marcus Freeman, does he have it there on that level? And then can Mario Cristobal get his program back to the top? They do that features maybe two of the 3 or 4 best offensive lines in all of America, with what Notre Dame brings back with Jeremiah Love and the kid Price from Jadarian Price from Texas, that running back duo. And then Miami with Mario Cristobal has a really, really good offensive line, and they've spent a lot of money in the portal on their defense. If they fix their secondary, they're going to be good too.
Yeah, I'm just not a believer in Mario. I just
agreed.
When we talked about coaching decisions in this game here, but when you go into a game and you feel like your coach is going to do something at some point that's going to cost you a close game, you're at a disadvantage. That's kind of where Miami is. As Jerry, I'm gonna go ahead and step out. I've been in for the first half. I'll get back on it. We've got an immediate post game reaction, little short show. Jerry, CJ, and I, and then we got the post game. So I'll be back later. But I'll say this as I head out, Jerry. They got to figure out. They got to go first down play calling. That to me, they got to figure out their best drive starters, their best first down play calling.
Got to get some easy throws for Arch as we bring in Rod. It's never good when your quarterback has more commercials than completions in the first half.
Well done there, Jerry. Well done.
It is what it is.
No, I think also, honestly, I'm a little uninspired by Sark's opening script. We actually talked about it a lot, and I haven't really seen much of in terms of tendency breakers, in terms of kind of innovation, creativity, other than some of the Sark kind of staples. I haven't seen much. I've seen Arch under center probably more than we thought. Yeah. So I'm under center a lot. I know that was something new that they broke out, but I have been uninspired.
Rod, you got to get some easy throws. They're playing off.
Yeah, I know.
You got to be willing to just flip it out there and take 3 or 4 and get some easy throws for your quarterback.
Yeah, now I wonder why more of those haven't been kind of baked into the game plan. We know it's something that's not naturally a strength of Arch is, when Quinn was able to get those really quick throws, the RPO throws, the quick off-platform throws, to kind of get basically an extension of the running game, swing screens, those swing routes out to the flats. Haven't seen a lot of those for the running backs. And that's usually was kind of an extension of the running game too. But maybe that's not Arch's strength, and maybe he's building the game plan around something else. Seems to be a lot of play action. They are running more power elements, which during the game too, with the running game, which I like. I think that's something that's good. But there's no doubt they haven't gotten much of a schematic advantage, or they haven't seen much of a schematic advantage so far in the first half.
No, and then when the couple of throws where Arch had guys wide open, he missed them. And so that's compound. One was the first play of the game, right? Maybe there's some nerves. That was really an underthrown ball on the waggle, which is I don't think it's a surprise that Sark started with that. He normally starts Arch's first pass with that. But
move the pocket.
When Arch has guys open, he's got to be accurate in the second half because he hasn't helped himself either. So it's going to be interesting. Outside that first 14-yard run for Cedric Baxter, run game really hasn't been that good either. No. They have Baxter and Weiser has 11 carries for 40. 14 came on Baxter's first carry, I believe it was. So you're at 10 for 26 outside that. So, again, Rod, this second half, Ohio State ran 30 offensive plays, Texas 26. This is a Ryan Day game, not a Steve Sarkisian game so far.
Yeah, one of the things I thought Ohio State would do, which they have done a lot of, even more so than I even initially would predict, was playing a lot of 12 personnel.
Yeah.
They've basically decided, now let's add another gap. Let's add another guy, another hat in the run game for ourselves. And let's try to neutralize these edges for Texas that are so dynamic. And they've done a good job of it, just kind of running out of 12 personnel, throwing out of 12 personnel. And they've been able to force Texas either to work from 40 personnel, which is 4 DBs. You need to go a 3-4 with, and that's what they've done most of the time, is a 3-4 set. Or stick with their nickel package. And then that means you got an advantage, obviously, in the run game with an extra tight end going up against a sub package. So I thought they'd go 12 personnel to try to limit Texas a little bit defensively, and they did. It's actually been a pretty good strategy so far.
Yeah, and they've been clean. I mean, those penalties, I know Sark talked about it at halftime with the sideline interview. Those penalties, the 4 critical, Ohio State with none so far. Been very, very clean. A couple of drops for Jeremiah Smith and a play or two that Julian Sand would want back at the same time. They've been the cleaner football team, and right now they lead 7-0 to start the second half.
More easy throws for Julian Sand in this game. More easy throws. We'll see what Sark comes with on his first offensive series when they get the ball.
Yes, it's interesting because Sark always talks about, he literally has a term for it. He calls them opportunity throws, opportunities for an easy completion. That's what he calls them that. And I'm with you, Jerry. We hadn't had many of those opportunity throws so far in this game to get Arch in a rhythm and get him in a group.
Huge 3rd and 4 coming here for Texas defense. I mean, it's not easy to get Ohio State off the field on 3rd and 4, but this would be huge for the Texas defense right here to get their ball right back to the Texas offense and say, we got your back. Go have our back right here. Big play coming. Bring the number. They brought the extra number on the blitz.
Oh, great play. Great play by Malik Muhammad.
Hey, Rod, how good was Grayson Littleton early in that game?
Isn't that awesome? I told you they was going to go after whoever that question mark defender was in the secondary. They went after him, and he rose to the occasion.
Wow.
And so did Malik here. Good play. And Malik had that holding. Well, they called it on, I think, Jelani McDonald, or it was on Malik Muhammad. And he gave up the 3rd down on that great throw by Julian Sand, which, you know, basically
that's a great throw. That was a quarterback making a play.
It was, exactly, right? And so Malik Muhammad, that was his first big play of the game, in my opinion. That was a hell of a play. Hell of a play.
Yep. He had
Ryan Niblett's got to be careful here on punt return on filling this punt.
Ooh, that's taking a chance.
Yeah, that's
a chance. I don't like that.
He's not really playing the ball well in the air in this game. I think they're almost playing to let the ball bounce a little bit, unless he's just not playing the ball in the air. If he wasn't playing the ball in the air, I think they'd have somebody else back to return it. So it almost, Rod, looks like it's part of their strategy in this game, but it's given up yards like twice.
Yeah, Texas honestly has a history now of guys who take chances on punt returns. X-Man would do it. But Bolden was like that too. They have a kind of a reckless, to me, kind of a reckless approach to punt return.
Yeah, Bolden was fearless out there. No question.
This may be the biggest offensive possession of the first half of the season for Texas right here.
Yeah, I like the play call though. There you go.
I mean, I'm talking the first half of the season. Like, this needs to go somewhere for Texas. Arch needs to get some confidence. This offense needs to get some confidence. They need to at least get a field goal kick out of this.
Yeah, that play before, that drive before the half when they had good field position and needed points, that was discouraging. They need to pick that up.
That's a good play, formation the boundary. I like it.
Yep. This is two strong runs. Hey, because, Rod, the only way you can get them out of this too deep and the way they're in this coverage is actually run the football successful. If you don't, well, why do they have to take a risk?
Exactly right. No, I agree. That's the best back-to-back series of plays they've had all game, actually.
Man. Oof.
Yeah, not ideal for what'd you call him? Yeah, not a good drive starter there. A first down call on that one. Yeah. Set your feet, Arch.
Now that's a tremendous play on the run by Arch.
He's used his legs a lot today and made some plays.
Yeah, you just need to get him some confidence and get him going. He needs to show some of that dog that we've heard about. Lead his team into points, lead his team into the end zone.
He needs one throw. Just I think it's like the guy that needs a little floater to go in basketball. You need one throw right now to start getting in a little bit of a positive rhythm.
I like where the run game's going right now, though. I like what they're doing in the run game right now.
Yeah.
They found something in the run game. They found a little something in the run game. And if they can at least have something to build on, I think, because they haven't had anything consistently work. That's the problem. They've been under center. Man,
yes.
Quite a bit. Yep.
I'm telling you guys, I've been trying to track it, but I want to say that may be like their 7th or 8th play under center.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of under center. Rod.
I think I said 4 or 5, Jerry, but hell, they ain't going way past that.
We're going to see a lot of under center this year with Arch because I really believe Arch and Sark are very similar in how they want to play the game offensively. But for them to be successful, you got to run the football. Else being under center don't matter. Yeah. So you got to run the football for them to play action and the shots and this whole thing to develop for this offense. But good drive so far. No mistakes.
Like I said, I feel like they found something in the game.
Yeah.
And the third quarter last year was disastrous for Texas.
Yeah, I was thinking that at halftime, Rod, before you jumped on. Like, oh man, let's hope that doesn't continue.
But they right now they've had their most successful run plays easily, other than that 14-yard run from Baxter here to start the second half. Got a little play action. Yeah, see, an easy completion. We just need something easy, like you said. We got to get them an easy completion, and then, like you said, give him that one that gives him confidence. He hadn't had that throw yet, where he's like, "Oh yeah." David Ash talked about that when we interviewed. He's like, man, I had that one throw. I was like, she's live right now. He's talking about his arm. Like, she's really good. She's really good
with a basketball shooter.
Two down territory for Sark.
Oh, Baxter with a hell of a run. That's a Baxter run right there.
Yeah.
That's a Baxter run right there, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way, I just had a ex-college coach text me. These guys they watch the coverages a lot and the receivers down the field, saying Texas is struggling to get separation against Ohio State.
Agreed. Every time they show a replay, guys, no one's really clear and open. And this is a really good defense. There's no doubt about that.
Well, they decided to say, F it. We're just going to run.
That good.
I don't mind it.
Texas over 100 rushing yards in this game. That's a huge number. They didn't get that last year.
Oh, I love it. Put Arch on the move. That's a nice play call. That is a good play call. That should have been in the script. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's innovation. That's creativity. That's weaponizing the assets of your players. What the hell? That was it. I don't know what I was watching, that Vanilla Ice game plan you had in the first.
I don't know. That was not Sark. That was it was. He wanted to throw it deep, but
no, man, that was Ice Baby. Nah, this is it right here. I like it.
Dalen McCutcheon, first career catch on the field in the red zone for Texas. That's trust in a player right there.
Yeah. So we've had Littleton play. We've had Lance Jackson. What other freshmen have played?
With Grayson Littleton.
Yeah, Littleton, Jackson. I've been keeping up with them. Those guys, they gonna play all year long.
Rod, this is where Texas has to be an improved football team to go win it all. First and goal from the 9. Red zone offense. Here we go. First opportunity of the year.
Oh, the Arch factor, baby. Yeah, I like it. I like the play call. Little QB draw. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Make them respect Arch's legs in the red zone. They have to respect it. You're going to have to account for it. You're going to have to put a defender on him that's going to open up other things. You're going to have to
want that on film. You want that on film early and often. And this is the first time we've seen Arch get his legs this involved in a drive. And obviously, this is the best Texas drive of the game.
Guys, this can't be a field goal attempt at this point. They got to score a touchdown in this game.
Start off empty, reload, empty. You know I love it. Hey, quarterback run game. I like the play call though. I do like the play call. It didn't get you what you wanted, but I like the play call. I do like the play call. Now you're gonna have to throw it at one point here with Arch in the red zone.
Ohio State player down. Who is this?
I believe that is Arch's third design run.
Yeah, and a couple on this drive.
Yeah.
You had the scramble for the big play, and then
he's had like 3 scrambles. I told you
guys. It's gonna be interesting to see what defensive lineman this is down for Ohio State.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we knew he was going to scramble. What we didn't know was how much Sark was going to use him in design run game. And I think in the third quarter, Sark has said, you know what? I need something to juice his offense. His offense, it just ain't got no juice right now. And one of the best ways to juice the offense is to use the quarterback in the run game. And so I think that's a big part of it too for Sark. He's going to weaponize Arch's legs. And if you do that, Ohio State has to account for it on every drive, on every play.
No question. As we know, our game brought to you by and our in-game watch along, Ally Medical Emergency. Ally Emergency Medical. They're always there for you. 7 locations in Central Texas, newest in San Marcos, right downtown near campus off Burnett. But our third quarter, it's brought to you by, look at my T-shirt, Rod, Callahan's General Store. My buddy Charlie Wilson and his team. He got me a hat to give you, Rod, a burnt orange cap that I'm going to bring to you. And I got one for you, Jerry. Callahan's General Store. I'll bring that to the third quarter. I got all kinds of stuff, and Callahan's is the best. Been in Austin since 1978, still family owned, family run. And as they say at Callahan's, and they know football season, there's spring and football season, right? Spring football and then football. And here we are. And Callahan's there for you. They are absolutely the best. Go see Charlie and his team, where you can find all the answers for year-round lawn care, as well as your homes and gardens and pets and clothing and more. Wide selection of these cool caps with your favorite college team or color. I promise you, they're right there between downtown and the airport, 501 Bastrop Highway in Austin. Exit Montopolis, open 8 to 6 now, Monday through Saturday. Stop by because it's always a good day to make it a Callahan's day. And going to get you guys the gear and whatnot. Appreciate Callahan's. Third quarter from Callahan's General Store. Guys, good drive. How do you punch this in, man? Is it 2 down territory?
No, you got to take points right now. If you don't get it, you have to take points. How did
Ohio State get their points, Jerry?
I know.
Fourth down.
I'm just telling you, like, I know what you're saying, but that ain't gonna win you big games, though.
I know, but
you gotta put them all out there. You gotta put them on the line.
This would be seriously deflating for Texas if they don't.
I agree, but that's why you gotta roll the dice. That's what all in means.
Is this gonna be? Are we gonna see a little waggle to the right, or is he gonna let Arch make a throw from the pocket here?
No, I think I'd love to give him the option to run it or throw it.
I agree. Here we go. Back split to the left, which is interesting here.
Oh, they're just going to run it. Oh, no.
No chance.
Oh, he got closer than I thought, though. I ain't going to lie.
He got to the court. Oh, boy, here we go.
There's a decision to be made now.
No, he's going for it now. He's at the half-yard line.
See? Exactly. Jerry, you got to put him on the line, man. Hey, you got to have testicular fortitude.
From the half-yard line, you got to go. If it was from the 3, you kick the field goal. But
I agree with that.
From the half, if you can't score here, you're not a championship.
Damn it.
No, not even close. Not even close. They went quarterback sneak, and he lost yardage.
Oh, come on, man. You got to have a better play call ready for that then. I get the QB sneak, but come on, man.
That was bad.
Yeah. That was not great execution.
Deflating as it can be. 15 plays, 70 yards, 7 minutes off the clock, and no points for Texas. Now your defense has to step up in a big way in this third quarter, presented by Callahan's General Store. That is that D-line just overwhelmed your O-line. I mean, that was no push, guys. That was not one red jersey went backwards. Not one red jersey went backwards. Nope.
So that I agree that was bad. I wouldn't have went with that play call if I'm Sark. You gotta have something else ready to go.
That was bad.
That was a bad play call. It's quarterback sneak. I mean, I get it, but gotta have something else ready to go.
Yeah, it was. They moved the line of scrimmage back, and Texas will have to regroup. But they did show some signs. They got Arch's legs. They still only have 38 yards passing And a wide receiver for Texas has only caught 2 passes or 3 passes right now. Or Dalen McCutcheon became the 4th. My bad on that. But they're going to have to fix that for sure going. But, now your defense, what you talk about leaning into that, Rod. I mean, this defense has to keep them right there and get this ball right back and, see if you can start to wear down Ohio State a little bit with some time of possession, if you can get a quick stop right now.
Yeah. I mean, you like to keep the field position battle. At least that's something you can, if you're obviously Sark, that's something that would be helpful if the defense could keep them, and then you could keep the ball close to your side of the field here. But that's deflating. I mean, there's no doubt about it, because that was the best drive you've had offensively so far today. And I think at least you found something in the run game, though. They found something in the run game.
They did. And, I know that quarterback sneak was deflating and they got beat, but the offensive line asserted themselves, got a push, the gap schemes and the pulling guard. I mean, they were really pushing Ohio State around a little bit on that drive. Arch flexed a little bit with his athleticism, but you got to put that ball in the end zone. That's now, more of the same from 1 year ago, 230 some days ago.
Short yardage. I mean, Texas still short yardage wise, they can't figure out what their identity is, who they are in those goal line situations, short yardage situations, or what they call kind of power situations and analytics. Texas has just been bad. Even when they had a better no line, they were bad in those situations.
By the way, Nick, I agree. Because Arch may or may not have got the first one, that first play of the game. He said it could easily be the second failed QB sneak in this game. Yeah,
got to get more. This is a really good Ohio State defense. They were, Texas fans remember how that ended in the red zone in the Cotton Bowl. Ohio State was the number 1 red zone defense in the country, and so many goal line stands last year. That's something that defense prides itself on, and the Longhorns unable to punch it in. 150 total yards now for Texas here into our third quarter, presented by Callahan's General Store. Wearing my cool T-shirt. Get by there. Austin staple. A lot of the Austin staples and legends have gone away, unfortunately, but they're still there and going strong. Family owned and operated since 1978. Get into Callahan's often. Your yard will appreciate it. Your yard will looking great year round. You talk to the people there. They'll guide you to the right products and everything you need to keep that yard, get it ready for the fall and the cooler months. They're ready to help you out. Great people, great place. It's Callahan's General Store, online at callahansgeneralstore.com, bringing it to you. No turnovers in this game so far, guys, and it feels like a turnover – something with Texas was so good at last year, forcing a big play, a turnover that changed games. Andrew Makuba, Jade Barron, those guys. Can Texas have somebody step up and make a play? I mean, so far, Ohio State has kept their quarterback out of mistake opportunities, but that's where you'd love to see the Longhorns step up and make a play here.
Quarterback sneak for about a yard, gets the ball almost to the 2 here, so it'll be a 2nd and 9 from the 2.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's done a great job of actually giving Julian Sand, high percentage throws, right? He hadn't had to take a lot of risks and throw the ball in really tight windows. There's been a few times, and Grayson Littleton got a PBU. We saw Malik Muhammad make a nice play on the football when he's trying to force it into a tight window. But they've done a good job of, moving the ball a little bit with the running game. And then honestly, Texas has some penalties on that drive too.
Texas defense got to have good communication in the back end here. This is where you get dotted on a deep ball and you don't expect it. And here it comes. Play action. Going to be a hold in the end zone. Penalty. Is this a hold in the end zone or on the 1 yard line on Ohio State?
It's close.
Let's see where this hold took place. Or is it hands to the face from Texas?
If it's that again, that's what Colin Simmons got earlier in the first half. Before giving the safety symbol. Oh, got him. Holding. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. So it's both.
Offsetting.
Wow.
He's got his hand on the face mask. I mean, what are you going to do?
Oh, my goodness.
That's another miscue by Texas.
That would have been a hold in the end zone. Dang.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would have been 2 points in the ball for the Longhorns right there.
It's hands to the face. You got to make the call. It's right there. I mean, That's an easy call, right? That's not a bad call.
No, it's not a bad call.
They were going for the home run shot, by the way.
No, you were right, Jared. They were looking for it.
Now here is this 3rd and 9 from the 2. Are you conservative if you're Ohio State, knowing that Texas just ran the ball down the field on you?
No,
Or
definitely.
do you feel like you need to get a first down right here?
Put your NASCAR package in, definitely. And you need a big play. You need a big play if you're Texas here. And if I'm Ohio State, I just want to get any positive yardage I can get. I wouldn't even be trying to take too many chances.
Yeah, Texas has a chance to get the ball right back here.
Ooh, I don't no, I don't think they have the NASCAR out there yet. Nope, they don't. Oh, yep. Try to get any positive yardage.
That's good. All right,
Yeah.
Ryan Niblett, play the ball. Don't let the punt bounce and you lose 15 yards on this. You got to go play the ball in the air here.
Just put somebody in there that can catch it confidently.
You just got to play the ball in the air here because the Ohio State punter struggled today.
Honestly, I agree with all things theology. I would go after it.
I wouldn't give him a first down. You're leaning on him right now. Do not rough the punter.
I know you can give that ultimatum, but still, yeah, I would go after it.
I want to lean on this defense one more time right here and see if Sark found something that's going to stick.
Now they go on return. Nope. There you go. Got it right in midfield.
I mean, you can't ask for better. You can't ask for better than this right now. You just ran the ball from last drive for 60+ yards on that drive.
So you know how to run it. You know what works right now. You got something. Yep. Honestly, I would just run it.
I would run it. And here's the thing. I want to get a quick pass for Arch here. Maybe on first down. Get a quick pass, an easy completion. I don't care if it's a 2-yard gain. Get that and then run the football here because you're leaning on them. Ohio State knows, okay, they're gonna come try to run at us again. They've had success here. Now this is where you counterpunch if you're Sark. Try to get something on the edge and see if you can get a missed tackle.
Yeah, your defense has stepped up here. Look, I mean, Ohio State's sitting at 110 yards. They've got one drive. Texas has 150. You got 4 yards of carry right now with C.J. Baxter on 10 totes. I mean, they gotta lean on that, but they got to get Arch, man. They're not going to win this game if Arch doesn't start completing some passes. But as you said, Jerry, you got, the separation from the receivers just hadn't been there right now. Rod, how do you try to open some things up for your best players and your playmakers?
I think if you're Sark, I would probably spread them out a little bit. I might go back to some of my empty formation stuff to throw it to try to isolate matchups. Targets to motion work really well. Targeting players who were in motion prior to the snap at the time of the snap usually is a way to give him almost a predetermined read, and that can get a guy free. He's done that a lot with success, I think, against Ohio State, even last season. So that's another thing I think I would throw out there. If I'm Texas, also, I mean, I haven't seen much, and maybe the screen game, I can't remember many screens. Have you seen a lot of screens?
No. By the way, people in this chat are saying Kenyatta Jackson was the one hurt. Let's see if he's back in. He's their best edge player. Yeah.
And, usually when Sark is deep in his bag, man, you got a couple of really nice, beautifully designed screens.
Yeah, those misdirection screens, throwbacks, tight ends and things, those things. Yeah, because this defense for Ohio State has been really sound so far, right? They're not making them come out of what they want to do, their base. And they've been outstanding. Arvell Reese has been outstanding in this game, number 8 for Ohio State. And obviously they just made the goal line stand. Texas almost made a goal line stand, but on fourth down, Ohio State punched it in from the 1-yard line. Texas unable, and that's the difference in this ball game. Both offenses have had one real sustained drive. Ohio State capped theirs with a touchdown. Texas did not. And now they have the ball back at midfield. Our third quarter brought to you by Callahan's General Store in Austin, Texas, a staple in southeast Austin, all the way back to the days Coach Gus used to have a baseball coach, used to have an account there. Get all his feed and animal supplies and everything he needed at Callahan's, and you can too.
There's a penalty. Flag on the play.
Hold.
Son of.
Right guard.
Man, they definitely found something in the run game now. They figured out something.
Dang, that's a big one.
That sucks.
That was right guard. That was DJ Campbell. I thought I saw that out of the corner of my eye. That's a big one. 1st and 20, man. Lost the field position.
Yep.
That's big.
Well, yeah, it's a hug. It's a bear hug.
Well, now you got to overcome it. You got to play call through this and think you still have 4 downs to do it, or 3 at least.
Be 2nd and 8, 17 and a half.
Five penalties now for Texas.
Critical ones too.
Oh, all critical. Oh, in a game like this, Ohio State has 0, guys.
Oh, wow. 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 Wow.
See the replay here. Who?
It was a bad, it was a late, it's late.
Late.
It's-
Late and underthrown. That ball's got to be to the sideline.
Yeah, it's late. It's real late, man. Like really late.
The only way you can make that throw late is if it's on the boundary.
Like that, it was just very late. You didn't anticipate it at all. I mean, that was shit. He basically waited for him to come open before.
Yeah, he didn't throw it open.
Yeah, you didn't throw him open. You waited for him to get open.
Yep, that's the first critical turnover of the game. Longhorns have been shut out to this point, and now your best field position just went away with a late throw and an undercut interception. They're trying to find Ryan Wingo, but the decision you can't make right there in that spot.
The first bench arch for McCaldwell comment has been made this year.
Yeah, that was just, I mean, but they were trying to basically kind of throw a comeback route, right? We talked about some of the new routes that would come available because of Archie's skill set on the route tree. You know, they didn't throw a lot of those with Quinn Ewers, and that's a route you have to be anticipatory. You have to throw that guy open. That route, before Ryan Ringo even gets out of his breaks, that ball should already be at the top of his throwing motion, ready to come out. Right when Ryan Ringo starts breaking it down, ready to come out, that ball, and it needs to come out with a lot of velo too, like basically where he's gonna get it or nobody's gonna get that damn thing. So not only did it not have the velo, but it was late too on top of that, and he almost threw it like he was throwing a 7 route. He was like, you should put air in that thing. He's like, no, that's a comeback, baby. You gotta throw that thing on a line. Like it's gotta be where even the DB trying to get it where it's so hot he can't boom, it bounce off his hands. It's so hot. So it was just fresh. It was just it was a mistake by a young quarterback, an inexperienced quarterback. I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, trying to force the issue after the penalty. Let's not forget the penalty too, guys. That took away a 9-yard run, which is exactly what you want. That have been down to the 41-yard line and moving in, and another penalty for the Longhorns that crippling so far on these drives, and both offensive and defensive, and that one on DJ Campbell. Let's not forget the penalty in the end zone on hands to the face on Leunga Lafau that also took 2 points off the board. That would have been a holding in the end zone. So Longhorns, their own worst enemy in this game, and now they commit the first turnover.
And it's some of the things that hurt them right in big games that they lost last year. The turnovers, Texas, one of the worst teams in the country. I think they were 122nd, something like that, in turnovers lost last year. Penalties, Texas was also really bad in penalties, came back to haunt them. So some of the same things that in big games last year were the reason that they lost third downs last year in some of those big games, also coming back to haunt Texas. So it's it's some of the things that Sark had to, over the offseason's problems that he had to address, problematic areas he had to address, that once again are kind of I think bringing Texas to at least it's lowering the standard for Texas right now in this game versus Ohio State.
DMS 1983 made me laugh. INT stopped us from screwing it up in the red zone. That was pretty good. That made me laugh.
That's good.
Oh, they're going deep. Wants it. Oh, they didn't give it up. Texas playing with so many deeps. They play with 2 high deep safeties a lot.
Yeah.
So
there's a bunch of 2 deep in this game. Nobody wants to give up the long ball.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, D once again.
Somebody said in the chat, by the way, and I can't remember. It's moving so fast because we got a lot of a lot of the trolls in here now, as expected. And I appreciate all you trolls. Y'all are fun. Y'all make me laugh. But Texas is going to face a lot of zone this year, so get ready for it. Was the comment based on this today?
Yeah, I could see that.
Good D. Big third down here, guys. Manageable for saying.
Yeah, I mean, this is in these big non-conference matchups, we haven't seen the Texas passing game look this mediocre.
Yeah, really in the Sark era.
Yeah, right. He showcases Quinn in these versus Bama versus Michigan. I mean, those are Quinn's best games, arguably. And this is not one of those, performances right now from Archie.
Super chat. Well said.
Yeah. The penalty battle and the game. Yeah, the team isn't ready. It does.
Well, I think they're ready physically, and they're in the game. They're playing physical football, but they're not playing smart football. Yeah, the smart football stuff is really hurting them right now.
Execution. There you go.
I mean, and look, Texas pass rush isn't getting home either in this game. That's the one thing, is that in any third and mediums, Texas has not got the saying. They haven't changed. They haven't made him drift. They haven't made him leave the pocket. They haven't made his eyes drift. He is just throwing and catching out here. Ohio State in this game, for all we talk about, has actually flushed Manning out of the pocket more than Texas has flushed Sam. And that's a big part of this, because Texas has 59 more rushing yards than Ohio State right now in this game.
Yeah, they haven't made any mistakes, guys, and that's part of it. Young quarterback has been clean. Outside of a couple of drop passes, they've been penalty-free, turnover-free, and taking advantage of Texas mistakes in this spot, hold and serve at home essentially, and now they're out near midfield. And another nice gain.
This is a C.J. Donaldson fourth quarter, by the way, type of game.
Yeah.
They're going to lean on him in this game.
Big body.
They don't need to run another play.
Nope. They got it. Fourth quarter.
Yeah, this will be a C.J. Donaldson.
Yeah.
That was a quarter. If you're grading this like a boxing match, that Texas laid some blows and may have won the round, but they got stopped at the 1 yard line and then committed the first turnover of the game. Ohio State did not score, but now they're on a drive that's got them past midfield, and that's how the third quarter comes to an end. Brought to you by Callahan's General Store. Go see them right there between downtown and the airport in southeast Austin, exit Montopolis. They've been there since 1978.
Yeah, when you got a game like this though, where neither team is really making consistent plays, like consistent big plays, either on offense or defense, the margin for error shrinks considerably. And that's what's happened now, right? The margin for error is shrunk, and now you got a turnover by Texas, and Texas not be able to convert a touchdown on the goal line. And that may be the story of the game, considering that you haven't had a lot of big plays. You haven't had a lot of things happen either way. Like, think about what was that drive they scored on? What was the storyline of that drive that Ohio State scored on? Texas penalties.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was the two penalties, right? It was the face mask penalty and the holding penalty. That's really what kept the drives alive.
Yeah, and that would have got off the field. That was a 3rd and 4 play that would have been 4th and 4, and Ryan Day probably punts. Instead, it's a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's exactly, critical right. little. They're little mistakes, but they're huge mistakes when it comes down to it.
They're huge when neither team is making big plays consistently. Those little small plays become immense. So honestly, unfortunately for Texas, it's been mistakes they've made that may be the story of the game. And I'm not that I don't want to give Ohio State credit, because they've played a clean game and good for them, but that's really why they're winning, is because they played a cleaner game. And Texas played a messy game, and they've played a sloppy game, and that messy and sloppy has come back to haunt you because the margin for error is minuscule.
Yeah. And you still have a quarter to play, and you're only down 1 score. So can you make a play here, Rod? And everything that's happened for 3 quarters is forgotten if you can win this football game and get out of there with the win. And it's still there, but you got to stop Ohio State on this drive right here. They cannot get point.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, that's the beauty. The good news is you got 1 quarter and they're only up 1 touchdown, and you haven't played a great game or a good game offensively. Defensively, I mean, I think they only got 7 points, so you haven't been bad defensively. But are they elite like we have expected them to be defensively? Are they playing at an elite level? Probably not. But all it takes is 1 or 2 plays and you can win this game. Like that's how close the game is. There's not a Grand Canyon sized gap between these 2 programs right now. So if you're Texas, if you're Sark got to dial up it's time for him to dial up some hits and maybe a home run if he's got it. Get deep in the bag if you have it, Sark, because now is the time.
Well, and you got to do something to get this Ohio State defense on its heels. They've landed the body blows at some levels, Jerry, with the run game, but they got to hit them with a haymaker here at some point to loosen it up. But first, they got to get the ball back and not give up any more points.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reality of this game for me is one. Somebody asked where the pass rush is. Well, part of that, where's the pass rush? How many third and longs has Ohio State been in this game? It's been a lot of third and mediums and shorts, first of all. So Texas has had heavy packages out there sometimes. But 2, look, neither team Texas have 157 yards and Ohio State has 138.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not much in this game, right? So that's gonna kind of be one of the things I'm looking for now. And Arch has not played well. I'm not sure Sark has called a great game here. No. But both of these offenses, if you're looking at it, neither one of these coaches are going to be real pleased offensively. Ohio State only has 60 rush yards right now. Let's see what they do in the 4th quarter.
This is a down to take a shot. You're 2nd and 1.
Ran it with This is a C.J. Donaldson quarter.
That means they want to just control the clock.
100%.
They want to choke you out. They're trying to choke
you out. They feel like if they can get a field goal here, the game is over.
Yeah, they want.
And they're probably correct based on what we've seen.
Unfortunately, you're right. But that means they want to choke you out. Because 2nd and 1 is like, oh, we'll get it on 3rd and 1. Let's take a shot here. That's usually the thought process. They didn't do it because I'm with you, Jerry. The time that they can milk off the clock now means more to them than taking that shot.
Ryan Day's got this right where he wants it, 60 to 62 offensive plays for him in this game. Yep. When it's all said and done. Maybe
there's the first Ohio State penalty that we're going to see. It looks like to me, or I saw the penalty flash.
Oh, no. Oh, yep, you got a flag.
That's 1. That's 1 for 5 yards. But can that get them off track here, or is there down a distance game plan?
Illegal formation, just a 5-yarder.
It means but to E's point though, now maybe they think they got to throw on 1st down. Yeah, you know what I mean? That maybe they got to throw on that 1st down instead of running on 1st down, because it's 1st and 15. We'll see. They may decide. If you're Texas now, you definitely cannot let them get like more than 5 yards on a run here and get them back to 2nd and medium, 2nd and long. You can't let that happen.
Sam Storm Goodwin for shutout for the first time in 3 quarters since 2015 for the Longhorns.
Yep, that was Iowa State.
That's another one. That's not what you want.
No, that was a Charlie Strong team for Texas.
Oh, come on, guys. What? I literally just said you can't do that. That's why I literally just said you can't let them get to 2nd and medium. Now they're at 2nd and medium. I gave a lead and let them get that run like that. That's crazy. Pistol.
Yep, 8-yard run. 8-yard run. Jerry, you called it. This is a C.J. Donaldson game. That's why they brought him in from West Virginia. He's a big back out of Miami, Florida. Texas saw him when he was a Mountaineer. He's a load.
Yeah, I mean, look, James Peoples was the talk coming into the season, and he'll have a good season. But in these games where physicality wins, C.J. Donaldson's going to be their guy. I mean, that's what he is. He's built for games like this, and that's exactly why they brought him in.
They ran right at Colin Simmons that time, and I think he was planning on
shot. Oh, no!
Yeah.
They took their shot. That was a good time to take a shot.
Yeah.
That was a good time to take a
40-yard touchdown pass to Carnell Tate, and now the score is a 2-score game for Texas.
They took
early
that
fourth
shot.
quarter.
I knew they was going to take a shot. 2nd and 7 is when they decided to do it.
Yep, Longhorns going to have to find some offense here.
Right, it'll be interesting on the rewatch if Derek Williams kind of blew that coverage.
No, I think they're paying attention to Jeremiah Smith.
They're paying attention. They had him sit in the middle with Jeremiah to the
They got
slot.
single high, and then that single high safety. He drifts over to Jeremiah Smith, who runs a post corner.
Yeah.
And basically Gilbo is supposed to be left. They won't admit it, but he's supposed to be left on an island because they're paying attention to Jeremiah Smith. And that was the 2 receiver side and the wide side, so it does make sense.
Yeah, it does
that way.
It was a good play design.
It was a good read by the safety.
Great job bringing the ball in.
I think that a great job by knowing that safety's probably going to go to the wide side, 2 receiver side, and they shift the tight end over there, so it ends up being the 3 receiver side. Gilbo should know, you ain't getting much help.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know. And he loses at the line of scrimmage initially. And when he loses at the line of scrimmage, I mean, I think Sayin sees it. So essentially what it ends up being is man free, but you in 0 if you're Gilbo because you ain't got no help.
That's the first haymaker of the game right there. Both teams that had really good drives, that one ended up in a touchdown on a 4th down play. One ended up at a stalemate and a stuff. And now the Buckeyes get the first interception and turnover. And they hit the first big play, the first big explosive play, a 40-yard touchdown pass to Carnell Tate. And they now lead this ballgame 14-0. Longhorns have to kind of abandon the game plan a little bit, guys. They got to start moving the football here. They don't have to go hurry up, but they've got to get points on the board pretty quick here on that side of it. Isaiah wants to know, is that ballgame, guys? Well, I would say it's ballgame if Texas doesn't score right here. If they can get a score on the board, they can get back in it. But at the same time, they've got to move the football down and put it in the end zone quickly within reason here.
Yeah.
All right, let me tell you quick. In the 4th quarter, our game-long sponsor has been our friends at Ally Medical. Really wanted to bring these guys on board and these folks on board and introduce you to them because I know a lot of you out there have kids and families, and you yourself, we all have medical needs, and you never know when an emergency is going to strike or just an illness or something you got to get taken care of. Ally has 7 locations around Central Texas. Their newest is in San Marcos. They're right on Burnett downtown. They're around everywhere, and they, want to take care of you. It's quick concierge-style visits. One thing you see if you're walking to any of the locations of Ally Emergency, there's nobody in the waiting room. Not because they're not there. They're being treated. They get you in to see a board-certified doctor. Their waits are never long, and they do it with a smile. They're great people. Ally Medical is an ally for you in your medical care. Also, for anything from a minor illness to a critical issue, you simply need a school notes for work or school. They're going to help you with that as well with a smile. And, of course, they're open 24/7, 365 days a year because you never know. Emergencies, no clock or no calendar. They also have that care relief program at Ally, folks, where it's a game changer. Ally has an in-house financial assistance program to help with those ER copays. They can save most families up to over 90%. AllyMedical.com is the website. It's AllyMedical.com. They're in Round Rock, South Austin, Buda, Dripping Springs, Bastrop, and now San Marcos, and right in Central Austin. It's AllyMedical.com when moments matter.
It's a great play by Sayin. He looked him off too, by the way. He looked him off, the safety, on that deep touchdown. So it's a great play by Sayin. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, they just showed the replay of that quarterback sneak from above of Arch Manning that didn't go. They had 3 defensive tackles squeezed, and he tried to go in. He could have kind of bounced it outside a little bit, even on a quarterback sneak, and had a gap. I don't know. That's one that they'll look at again. They've got to get that right, and obviously the interception can't.
I don't know why there ain't no pony pack. I got to go track it. Thank you, Cisco. I got to go track. I haven't seen any of it, in my opinion. I haven't seen any pony package, which I don't understand. Like, I don't get it, especially when you got Cedric Baxter, who you're running, and then you got Trey Wisner. I don't get why you don't. I mean, that's something I have to examine. Thank you for that. Guy says, do we have any playmakers? At wide receiver right now, I am going to question the playmaking.
That's fair right now. That's been, and you just had one of your playmakers, Trey Wisner, come out of the end zone from 7 yards deep and sets you up with that.
Again, not a smart football play. Why are you trying to force it? You're not going to return it 107 yards.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Undisciplined.
Yeah, so far that's been the side of the game. Ohio State 1 penalty, Texas 5. critical penalties and a turnover, and Ohio State's hit the one explosive play. Good drive starter for Texas.
That
Now
was a
third
good
and one, big third down.
They've ran the ball actually reasonably well in the second half.
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to capitalize on it.
This is a big drive, obviously, guys, and a first down for Texas.
I mean, it's crazy. I can't remember the passing game looking this inept. It's been a long time since the passing game looked this bad. I guess Georgia. But even Georgia, they made more plays than this, I feel like.
Oh, no, for sure.
Didn't I feel like they made more plays than this?
For sure. The problem with there's going to be like multiple issues from Texas passing game coming out of this game unless something drastically changes in 11:45. The problem is when guys have been open, Arch has missed them. And he had the bad interception, the late ball.
Yeah.
Then are the receivers getting open enough? When Arch has had time, is it really on Arch, or are the guys not getting separation, or they're not finding the spots in the zone? And then from a play calling standpoint, are you not doing enough just to get the ball out quick and create some positives? So I think it's going to be – you're going to have to look at all facets of this unless it changes in the last 11:30.
I agree.
Grade A get blitz. Parker Livingstone's first career catch. C.J. Baxter, a really good pass pro pickup on the A-gap blitzer. Great job by C.J. Baxter, man.
That was a good job.
He's your best pass pro running back, no doubt.
Only reason that play had a chance. Forced throw under pressure.
Not good. Not good. Bad, man. It's just.
Yep, that's two.
That's bad. Wow.
Late again, across the middle, bounce up in the air. Sonny Styles makes an athletic play, and now we can probably call this a ball game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, it might have hit the ground. It might have hit the ground. But yeah. It depends on how they want to look at it. But either way, it doesn't matter. Your passing game right now is a passing game of a team that doesn't look like you're gonna right? Doesn't look like you're gonna be able to win a lot of these big games.
Yeah.
Talking about Georgia, talking about
Florida. It's got to come a long way, guys. I mean, Ohio State's got a really, really talented team in the defense.
If they take it to the replay, that may just be reversed.
They'll replay that for sure.
I think it hit the ground, honestly. But this is beside the
that's beside the point.
This is beside the point. The macro conversation is your passing game looks mediocre right now, and that was not the projection. The projection was that your passing game would take another step, would actually be not closer to an elite passing game because of Arch Manning. It doesn't look like that, gentlemen. It looks like it's struggling to try to even get easy completions. Just simple.
Yes, it is. The run game is doing its part. I mean, you got Trey Wisner over 5 yards a carry. C.J. Baxter's at 4, and you've run the ball, but it's that passing game does not come along. And you just have never, even with your pretty good running game, have not gotten Ohio State out of the base too deep high shell, and they're covering your guys up. No one's getting open, and Sark's play calling has not been great. No screen passes, nothing in a quick game outside of a couple of occasions. And that one drive that ended up at the 1 yard line, critical. Now 2 turnovers that could see this game get out of control. Real quick, guys, as we get to the timeout, let me tell you again about our partners today, SpreadWise. Download that SpreadWise app if you're going to be in a fantasy or an NFL season-long Survivor League where you want to pick the right team every week and you just kind of guess or look at the lines. Use the SpreadWise app, and it's a downloadable app for your phone. The goal is to be in the last member standing at the end of the season, right? We'll put the algorithm and the technology of SpreadWise to work for you, to strategize, make the right picks. And it looks 3 or 4 weeks down the road because, once you take a team, you can't use them again. They want to help you evaluate multiple picks, bakes into the future, and it's your secret weapon to winning your league in that big pool. You can do it yourself. You can do it in other ways, but I would highly advise the SpreadWise app. It support the rules, whatever your rules are. You can make it unique to your pool. Supports most elimination and survivor pool leagues. Available in multiple pool entries too. It can help you with that. So put it to work for you. Download it today. NFL season starts Thursday. The SpreadWise app in your app store. They are tremendous here with our ball game, brought to you by Ally Emergency Medical. All right, fourth quarter. Got to have a stop now if you have any hope here, but 10:36 to go, guys.
It's like I said, to me, what's troubling is you need a passing game when you're down 2 touchdowns with 10 minutes left in the game. So your running game is working right now. Your running game doesn't do you any good. You can't move the football fast enough with the run game to score 2 touchdowns or more in 10 minutes. So you have to be able to throw the football. They can't throw the football with any type of, efficiency or, so that's to me what I am most flabbergasted by is that the passing game right now just looks subpar. Like when
can we ever have said that about a Steve Sarkisian offense? You know what I mean?
I can't remember a Texas passing game looking this bad. Like it's been a long time.
The call was overturned. So the drive will continue. Second and 10 from the Ohio State 43. But to Rod's point, call overturned or not,
that call can keep you in the ball game if you can execute some passes here and get some points. Maybe that's the bullet dodge that Texas needed, because that was another bad throw by Arch Manning.
He's under center again. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go, Sark. There you go. Get in your bag a little bit. I don't know what's that. That's one of the first misdirection creative plays I've seen from Sark.
It'd be interesting when you go back. Is this the least motion you've seen?
This is the least creative game plan I've seen from Sark in one.
Very interesting.
It's uninspiring. I don't know what he's been doing this offseason.
This is the least pre-snap motion I've seen in a Sark game.
Yeah, I agree. I'll go track it probably tonight, but I'm with you. I've been uninspired by the game plan and the plays. Usually there's something, some type of cheat code Sark finds.
Well, we see those end arounds earlier in the game, right? For the scripted stuff, I didn't see them until now.
Didn't see it. This is the screen game usually. Oh, there's a screen game finally. Hey, there's a screen. They got it. There's a screen. It just took to the
it's in the playbook still. They still have it.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't know the screens were.
I think Sark's watch alarm went off at 1:44 for the start of the game.
Who knew?
2:44 East Coast time. 2:45 kick. 2:45 kick.
You know what? Coach Steven kidnapped Coach Sark, and Coach Steven apparently coached the first 3 quarters of the Texas-Ohio State game. Sark finally got free somehow, and now he's now calling the plays. There you go. Good to see you, Sark. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know who that imposter was you had called in the first 3 quarters of this game.
I just
good to have you back.
It's baffling.
Good 4-yard gain on the first down. But now, look, they got to have touchdown here, guys. There's still plenty of time. 9 minutes on the clock. Touchdown here. You're back in the ball game. But obviously, that's been harder to say than do for Longhorns so far in this game.
Come on.
Easier to say than do.
Run game, I get it, but the run game is not your friend now because it's time. It's not
it's
your enemy.
Third and 4. I mean, we're obviously in 4-down territory.
You can't be wasting 5 minutes to score here. You need to score, and you need to get the ball, stop them and get the ball back. Like, time is of the essence.
Yeah, but a touchdown is of the essence for me. If you score a touchdown, the time you still have plenty of time and 3 timeouts. So you just have to get a touchdown with something you have not done yet through 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, there you go. Well, let's go. Oh, that's a bad throw. It's a bad throw. No. That was a terrible throw.
Terrible throw.
That was a horrible throw. Like, it's just no way to get around. Like that was it was a schemed open crossing route, drag route with it. I think he hit him in the knee, guys. I think he hit him in the knee. Like, I'm not joking. I think it looks like he hit him in the
leg. That's been in a nutshell today. When Arch has somebody open, he's missed him. Are the receivers getting open enough against the 2 deep? They'll tell us on the second watch. Rod will tell us on the second watch. Then just started to get some easier passes on this drive. It's tough when those are your 3 things we're talking about.
Yeah, that was a bad.
Yeah,
throw.
I mean that's a throw that's got to be made. Would have been first and goal. Now Ohio State takes the timeout. Play the game. Obviously, it's over if you don't get it, or seemingly over.
What's the play call here? That's the question.
I mean, it's tough
because he
tough
has
to mark because he done
great from the pocket. So I don't know if I just want him in the pocket working because he hadn't been great just from the pocket. Maybe you move the pocket.
Well, I mean, if you can't trust your quarterback to make the throw that you just schemed for him right there, I don't know what you call. I mean, that really becomes a challenge. Can't throw anything. I mean, he just feels way off today. And, this is the first time we got to see Arch in a big moment, an extended period of time, and it's not going good right now. 12 for 20, quarterback rating of 80, and now the biggest play of the game. Also, quarterback sneak got denied.
Let's go.
Yeah. This can't be a run. So I think it's got to be something on the move out of the pocket. In the pocket has not worked today.
Give him the option to run it or throw it. He can scramble if he needs to. He's checking the protection. He's got him in the pocket.
Oh, he went to the wrong guy.
Incomplete. And that's going to give the ball back to Ohio State. The Longhorns are in jeopardy of being shut out for the first time in a full game. And, gosh, when
he may have had a linebacker in his vision, Rod, but the slant was open.
It was open, but it was a window. You had to hit it. You had to anticipate it, Jerry.
Yeah.
You had to hit it because there's a guy waiting for him. I'm with you. I see it. That slant is open. Yeah. But you gotta throw it before that guy even comes open. Because I'm looking at it right now. I got a still shot of it. I'm gonna take a picture of it. And there's a hole player right.
It was there. Ryan Wingo. Ringo was there.
Yeah, there's a hole. You see the hole player? There's a hole player, but Jerry's right. There's a window there. That's an NFL throw. There's a window right there. That window for Wingo is there. You got to anticipate. You can't. Right now, it's already too late. If he's already, you know what I mean? Like you got to, before the snap, you got to know I'm going there. And as soon as it clears, boom. And he didn't. He didn't. That's the first down.
Yeah, it is.
First down, easy.
Yeah, he might have, run over somebody in the end zone. That's the Ryan Wingo. He's 215.
That was the route.
Yeah, well, another failed opportunity. Texas over 230 total yards. They've outgained Ohio State in this game. But Arch Manning, 12 of 21, 72 yards, an interception, and that missed there and got denied on a quarterback sneak. I can't say the Longhorns haven't had their chances. I mean, they've moved the football actually more than Ohio State, but Buckeyes haven't had any penalties and haven't turned the ball over, and now they have the ball back after the reprieve. But,
that's it. Yes, that's the game. That's the game. Ohio State, considering the way they played, they're not going to all of a sudden ish the bed right now. And third, they're going to run the football. That's going to take off 5 minutes off the clock. We might as well start talking about the after, right? We might as well start talking about the postmortem of what's going down here.
Yeah.
And honestly, to me, what I'm taking away from it is I can't believe the passing game looked this inept.
It's
staggering. We got to go back historically and try to find out last time.
Will Arch have better games? Of course, but what he's done in this game is when he's had guys open, he has missed them. And you're going to have pressure in this game. You're going to have tight windows against a really good team. But when your guys are open, just like the throw at the feet on the crosser here on the 3rd and 3 that should have been a first down, and you're working at 1st and goal from the 6. When you miss the wide open throws, you are cooked against really good teams. You cannot have that as a quarterback. Is he going to have better games? Of course. But this first game, he's made throws that look really bad, and they're the difference in being able to stay in this game or not. And you just can't make those as a quarterback. It's one thing if you're playing under duress, you made some plays with your feet. There's some tight window throws. There's some great coverage out there. Are your receivers getting open enough? But when opportunities are there, he's missed them all today, and that's a tough place to be.
Yep. I'm not going to give Sark too much grace because I saw more Coach Steven today.
Yeah.
Sark. But it is hard to execute any type of game plan when your quarterback is missing easy throws. And Arch just had I'm going to chalk it up having had a bad game. I mean, it was kind of the worst possible time to have a bad game, but it was a bad game. And yeah, Sark's game plan was terrible. Yes, Matt Patricia out-coached Sark today. If that's that, no question. Yeah. If you ask me, yep, Matt Patricia out-coached Sark today. There you go.
Well, and as Jerry has said, when they did scheme something and Sark called a good play, it was off. I mean, the first play of the game was a good play, and it landed 6 yards ahead of the receiver in the ground. I mean, it was open, and he made a bad throw. That's been a sign of the whole day against a very good Ohio State defense. Now the defense has to rise up to get you the ball back, but the last two plays I think signify it for me, guys. Both plays were open if a quarterback with awareness makes the throw. Both the Ryan Ringo, both incomplete because he ended up having to throw late to Parker Livingstone. And now here comes the Buckeyes with their run game. Under 8 minutes now in the fourth quarter.
I've been listening, guys. Rod said something that I was hoping wouldn't be the case this year. But, sample one is what it is. This looks like another Sark offense that has zero red zone identity. They don't know who they are inside the 20, and that's a problem.
It is because Ohio State last year, Washington the year before that, Oklahoma in 2023. And you can think about so many of the losses for Texas and the red zone issues. They're glaring.
It's the same stuff we talked about, Rod, that needed to get cleaned up. You needed to be better in the red zone. You needed to cut down on the self-inflicted wounds, namely the penalties. You needed to win the turnover margin. They didn't do any of that today.
No.
Hey, but here's the crazy thing, though. They've outgained Ohio State in rush room 180 yards more. It's like crazy.
Ohio State just made their second penalty, so things are turning up.
Hold here,
but you made the big mistakes.
Yes, 100%.
It was a game where the margin for error was shrinking considerably, and you think about all the big mistakes. No, I don't know who made the most big plays. You can just say Ohio State, but there's no doubt who made the biggest mistakes in this game, and that is Texas. Where you're talking about turnovers, talking about critical penalties. Texas, they were their own worst enemy in this game. So, I think Sark's a big part of that too. I think Sark ultimately, Sark's game plan, I think, was lacking as well. I think a lot of the innovation and creativity we've come to expect from Sark in these big games, we didn't see it. And I don't know if that was because, hey, Arch had a new quarterback. He did have Quinn with him in those two Bama games and Quinn with him in the Michigan game. So maybe those were game plans catered to Quinn. I don't know. I thought the game plan catered to Arch would be just as dynamic. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. I was wrong.
This isn't as extreme, guys, as Ryan Day's game plan against Michigan last year, but it felt like Sark almost just wanted to play this straight up just to kind of see where his team stood, which I don't agree that's the way to go. You go to try to win the game, but it really it's uninspiring is the term you use, Rod, and I couldn't agree more. That's exactly like I gave Sark some grace in the first half. There's been nothing in the second half that's made me change my opinion. Like this is
I think you said it, Jeff. I mean, that'll be we'll all watch over the next 11 or 12 games. I mean, that's really what was this a vanilla game plan on purpose, knowing that a loss here does not end your season. There's a lot of football to be played and big games on the road in the SEC where more of that can come. You just wanted to see where you were. I know a lot of you fans out there will find that inexcusable, but at the same time, it really has been. Or is it watered down because he's got a quarterback that isn't ready to handle all of it yet? That would be even the bigger concern.
Well, I think the interesting thing that'll be when you look back on this game down the road this season, Texas defensively is really, really good. Yeah. Ohio State has 205 yards in this game. And it's a Colin Simmons hand to the face, which extended one of those drives for a touchdown. Texas defense has played really, really well. Ohio State's 4.4 yards per play in this game. Considering who you play the rest of this season, Ohio State may have the best offensive weapons of any team you play outside of Florida. So defensively, Texas is there. The key is going to be for Texas the rest of the way. And games 2, 3, and 4 don't count. It's going to look great. You're going to have 450, 500 yards. Everything's going to look great. But it's going to come down to if you go to Florida and you go to Georgia, you have to be able to score touchdowns. And I'm not saying shut out. That's not going to happen. I think Ohio State's the best defense Texas will face this year. And Georgia may be close, but I don't think they'll be quite as good because Ohio State's secondary is legit good. So, but how are you going to manufacture your points? Because Texas defensively is going to have them in a position to win every single game this year. How are you going to manufacture the points? I know the chats and everybody, the haters and the trolls are having fun, but you tell me, come back later in the year. People are saying 7-4, 7-5. That ain't happening, dude. When you have a really good defense,
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater at this point.
That's not happening. Maybe not. Somebody says 9-3. 9. If your offense sucks, 9-3 is possible, absolutely. But your defense is going to keep you in every game this year.
Yeah, and Sark will find a way to score points, based on the limitations that exist for the offense. But there's no doubt he's got to take ownership of this performance. A lot of that is on him. His team got off to a terrible start because the game plan ultimately did not give Texas, to Jeff's point, a schematic advantage or strategic advantage. I wasn't able to identify one I see what you're doing there, Sark. I see what you're trying to exploit. I didn't see much of that, and that's what Sark's kind of known for. I don't know why he tried to play it straight up. I remember, Jeff, was that the Texas LSU game?
2019 with Tom Herman, yeah.
Yeah, where basically you made the same observation. It was like, it seems like, because I was like, I don't think, Tom Herman's game plan gave them any strategic schematic advantage. And you said you believe they tried to play it straight up. I was kind of see where they stood. And actually, they played them down to the wire.
But I thought there was something else coming after that. There was nothing after that, though.
Sark was extremely confident coming into this game. I think he just thought he was going to line up and beat Ohio State.
Jerry, and Jerry, to your point,
he was wrong.
If you'd have told me with 4 minutes left that Texas would be they had the run game advantage plus 72 yards, I'd have thought they'd be up by 2 scores.
Dude, I totally agree with you.
100% agree. And Ryan Day said if we don't win the run game, we're not going to win. Well, they're not winning the run game, but they're winning the smart game, right? They've made the right plays at the right time. They haven't made mistakes. They've let Texas make those. And let's be honest, Sark's going to take a lot of heat, but your quarterback has to hit open players when they're open, and there's one that's DeAndre Moore.
Ohio State got a timeout before the play.
The thing other than the play calling, which I know we'll talk about the offense, the thing that I'm most disappointed in is how sloppy this team is. I know it's an opener, but there is one team that looks pretty disciplined and can play pretty clean football of these two teams, and it wasn't Texas today. That disappoints me. Probably more than anything, honestly.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's like I said, this team was sloppy today, and they didn't make big plays to kind of offset that, right? Texas actually last year, Jeff, we talked about this, right? They were sloppy last year. And penalties last year.
There's a big play.
That was a big play. Good job. That was a good throw. That's the best throw he made all day.
It was a relatively clean pocket, too.
That's the best throw he made all day.
Like I said, I think Sark's watch went off. I thought it was a 245 kick today.
It was Coach Steven, dog. Coach Steven kidnapped Coach Sark, had him in the closet somewhere, and then Coach Sark got loose, and now he's been coaching, I think, for the last 10 minutes or so. It's been Coach Sark. I don't know why Coach Steven would do that in this big game, but that's what I'm saying.
What I love about the chat, and by the way, we have fun. I love all you guys. I don't care what team you're from that comes in here. We hope y'all have fun, and we have fun with this. And not fun, I know Texas fans, but the Oklahoma fans coming in to talk trash are hilarious. Y'all sucked through a straw last year. Golly, to even talk trash before you play a game when y'all suck so much goose through a straw is wild.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Hey, bring it on. Bring it on.
Beat Jackson Arnold. Beat Jackson Arnold first, then maybe come back to the chat and talk something.
There's
3rd and 5. Brandon Baker false start. Like you can't.
That's his second of the game, ain't it?
Dude.
He had one earlier, I thought.
I really want to punch the screen right now. Like this is so freaking infuriating. Like,
don't do it, Jeff.
Hold your damn water. Like just be freaking disciplined.
Don't do it.
Guys, plenty of time left.
Well,
no, it's not. No, quit saying that. It's not plenty of time left because they're not playing well enough.
Touchdown.
There's a touchdown. I'm just saying, plenty of time left.
No, it's not.
There, Parker Manning to Livingston touchdown.
Is that on? What DB was that on for Ohio State?
It wasn't Igbenogson. They're not going at him.
Was that Igbenogson?
No, it was Matthews. That was a nice route.
Yeah.
A Sooner Cowboy says, "I seem angry. I'm not angry, but you're like Jay Sean Tate trying to talk trash to Steph Curry in a basketball game right now. Y'all sucked last year, so at least go win some games before you come back and talk."
It's a hell of a pull.
Beat Jackson Arnold first.
All right, so the Longhorns are on the board for the first time in 2025. They will not be shut out, and the Longhorns have 3 timeouts, and there's 3:30 to go in the game. One stop, and we've got ourselves some drama in Columbus. That's been the credit to the defense to hold Ohio State to 14 points, 210 yards, and now Arch Manning with a touchdown throw to Parker Livingstone. 4 plays, 60 yards. And they are in the end zone. That is a Driven Automotive drive for a touchdown. DrivenAutoSales.net is where you're going to find Driven. That's DrivenAutoSales.net. That's the first touchdown drive for the Longhorns. I know, white flags, but at the same time, guys, there's 3:30 to go, 2 timeouts for Texas, and a 2-minute warning to get the ball back, and who knows?
Are they trying to say this wasn't a catch?
They're going to review it. His right arm was under it.
He got it. He got it.
They're not going to be able to overturn that.
He caught the ball. It's good. All right, gentlemen.
Great catch by Parker Livingstone. Great catch.
Rob, see you on the postgame, buddy.
See you, Rob. Yeah, that's got to be a catch all the way.
It's a great catch.
Yeah, first of what
all
they hope
definitely shifted, but look.
Arch Manning's over 130 yards passing now, 15 of 25, 137 touchdowns, provided that counts. And they need more of that. And, guys, they need one more stop, and we've got drama. I mean, I know it's been ugly and pull your hair out, Jeff, sorry. But, there's an opportunity now to make something out of what this has been if you get one defensive play.
I mean, yeah.
And now you're going to have to make Julian Sayin can Texas make Julian Sayin make a throw on a big 3rd down here is going to become a big question because I think that's going to count.
Yeah, after the Des Bryant situation in Green Bay, I don't take anything. I don't leave anything to chance.
Well, if that gets overturned and that's a drop, that's going to be critically another mistake by Texas. So you can't make those. That's a clean throw, clean catch.
Well, I mean, Livingstone though he had one arm. Matthews had. He was arm fighting with Matthews, so only had one arm to try to hold this ball in. Matthews had good coverage. It was a good adjustment by Parker Livingstone. So he had one arm to try to make it's a hell of a catch if it stands.
I think his arm was under the ball, and it never
play stands.
Texas touchdown. Driven Automotives brings you that drive for a touchdown. DrivenAutoSales.net. From anywhere in the world, anywhere in this country. Well, the country, they'll send you that car, get you that car. It's more than fair. And Driven Auto Sales, also our friends at Ally Medical Emergency. All right, defense, 3:30 to go.
By the way, congrats to Parker Livingstone on his new NIL deal, whatever it is.
Yeah, Ski Brick in the chat. I'm still not over the Des catching on catch, and I don't think
soon, Jeff. Too soon.
Go ahead, E. I'm sorry.
No, it's too soon, and I think it was I still think that was a catch. I don't care what the rule was. Des Bryant caught that ball.
Jerry, to your point though, when you got a defense this good, you got a chance in every game against everybody on the schedule. So I mean, I don't want to do silver linings and all that yet, but You couldn't have asked more for the defense. I mean, really a couple self-inflicted wounds, and then, Tate out battles Gilbo for a contested catch. That's really the difference in the game.
Yeah.
As far as defensive mistakes you've made.
And by the way, what are people? One thing people are going to look at outside of Arch is going to get the criticism or the praise no matter what happens with him. That's just the way his career is going to go. Being Arch Manning, we've said this from the start. But again, one of the things that I'm circling is Texas is 0 for 2 in the red zone today. 2 trips, no points in a 1-score game when you have outgained the opponent by 88 yards. You're 0 for 2 in the red zone. You have 298 yards, and you've held Ohio State to 210 yards in their own house, and you're 0 for 2 in the red zone.
You're one because you got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute. If you're Texas, you're 1 stop away from the offense having the ball with a chance to send it to overtime.
You got to get you have to have a 3 and out here though, because if they make a first down, if they make a first down, then they're going to start getting field position for a punt. You pretty much have to get a 3 and out here to give your offense a chance against this defense.
That's what it's going to take. But the defense has been good in this game. And you're right, Jerry, about the goal line stand. All of these plays, the missed throws by Arch on a previous drive. I mean, you're down 7 points and you've left points on the board. You also had a safety that should have been a safety because of offsetting penalty situation. We know all the mistakes, but that all goes away if you outperform Ohio State here in the next 3 minutes, 28 seconds, and can get this thing even on the road. Texas has outgained Ohio State by over 100 yards in the second half, but not just now did they find the end zone and put it on the board. But, time is your enemy right now. Timeout's your friend. There's a 2-minute warning as well, of course, in college football now. And inside 2 minutes, then the clock will stop on a first down. But Longhorns need to be thinking 3 and out right here.
Hey, Jerry, I want to address something real quick because I've seen a lot of people ask it both over on TexasFootball.com on our game thread and in the chat. Where's the pass rush? Where's the pass rush? Where's the pass rush? Ohio State.
Third and longs if they had.
Exactly, Jerry. Ohio State's average to go distance on third down is 6.2. Third and longs where it's been 9+, only 3.
Yeah.
So you haven't been as good as the defense has been. You haven't been in that many situations that are predictable passing downs. And I'll give Day and Heartline credit. Their game plan has insulated Sayin really, really well. They haven't asked him to do much.
Yeah, here we go. 3rd and 10. This is it. I mean, 3rd and 10. I'm surprised Ohio State threw it there. I'd have ran it, get it down to the 2-minute warning, get it to maybe a 3rd and 7. But they rolled the dice there, so it's 3rd and 10. Will they run it here and get it to the 2-minute warning, or they try to get a first down? It's a big play call for Ohio State in this game.
We just said it here on the watch along. I mean, if you can get Julian Sayin to a big 3rd down, can he make a mistake? He hasn't made many, and your defense is flying around right now. Defense has been good today. They haven't made an impact play. I mean, they almost had a safety. It felt like they have not made one of those change the game plays. Could this be the opportunity?
Got the pressure, brought the extra man. Grayson Littleton, great cut. I mean, Grayson Littleton, my gosh. 4th and 5. Here we go, guys.
Wow, that is huge right there by Littleton.
Do you put DeAndre Moore back to field this punt to give yourself a chance at a punt return because Ryan Niblett has not looked to catch the football and do anything with it today? Or do you just play? I don't think you come after the punt. That ends the game if you rough the punter. You just got to take the ball. So who do you put back to return this punt? Do you go with DeAndre Moore? Do you go with one of those guys who may be able to do something more and you trust more with the catch? It'll be interesting to see. Or is it just going to be Ryan Niblett and play to have the ball?
2:31, down 7. And you're right, that Grayson Littleton play was elite. I mean, they set that up to try to get the freshman in coverage by himself. And if he misses the tackle, the game's over. He made a sure tackle, and the Longhorns are going to get the ball back.
Jerry, I may want to play golf with this Ohio State punter. His short game has been terrible. He's been shanking it all over the place.
Nibble it back to punt. I surely Texas won't go after this. They're not.
I don't think so because, I mean, Ohio State's punt game hasn't been good today, so I don't think there's really a reason to come after it. Just let them – they've done a good job of –
and he ripped his best punt, and Niblett did not feel it. Golly, Ryan. You got to field punts, dude.
See, that's what I get for saying that. Yeah.
Well, now Arch Manning.
It's not terrible.
He's Niblet saying he lost it in the sun.
Yeah,
Well,
I would too, Ryan. I don't know if you did or not, but well, guys.
Hey, it's been ugly, but at the same time, we got drama. We got can Arch Manning overcome a rough game?
Can he overcome this chat?
Fourth quarter drive.
Can he overcome the chat, Aaron? Not the game, the chat. You should see the chat.
I ventured onto the Twitter machine, by the way, and it's about as bad as you would think. So but hey, man, if you're Arch, this is what you want. Down by a score, 2:26 left. Basically 2 timeouts since you got the 2 minutes.
He had pressure in his face, but that's another throw right there. He had pressure in his face, but that's a throw you want to see him give his wide receiver a chance to come down with it.
Go ahead and take it, Jerry, because I'm behind.
All right, so from the 15,
Proof of life by Jack Andrews right when you need it.
first down at the 45, 30-yard completion. Arch's second best throw of the day. Man, he is getting in a little bit of a rhythm here.
Andrews on that wheel route. I love it.
But this will get us to the 2-minute warning. No reason to snap it again. Great catch by Injuries and contested situation. Big thing here is offensive line has to protect and no false starts to give your team a chance.
Yeah, big explosive. We saw that Ryan Wingo throw, and now this one. Also, Parker Livingstone started to push the ball down the field a little bit against this stingy Ohio State, and a great throw by Quinn into 2 guys inside the zone. Says, I need my blood pressure medicine after this game. Or you can go to Ally Medical Emergency. They'll take care of you if you do have a heart issue. They take everything from minor to critical at all 7 Central Texas locations, 2 in Houston as well with Ally Medical. Find out all about them. You'll never go anywhere else, I promise you, for your emergency or immediate care. Go see them right now. Also, Driven Automotive, Callahan's General Store, and Spreadwise, the Spreadwise app, always bringing you our conversations here, and it's a good one, even with the negative chats. But say what you want, guys. I mean, if Arch Manning can lead this and get this thing tied, whatever happened in the first 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, I don't want to say goes away. You got to get better, but it'll show a lot of guts to stay confident and make some of these throws he's making.
By the way, I know this is going to sound so easy to say, but it's a good, strong comeback for Arch here in the fourth quarter of this game, because I don't care what anybody says. That was a rough 3 quarters of football.
Really?
And just to come back and have a really good fourth quarter, no matter what happens in this game, this is huge for Arch as this season moves along and this Texas team and this Texas offense. I mean, it's just a pretty strong comeback for him, because that was a rough first 3 quarters in your first road start of your career against a good team, but that was a rough go of it.
Well, that throw he made to Andrews just now before the 2-minute warning was his best throw. I mean,
the throw to Livingstone. So he's made two down the field, his last 2 throws. And he missed the Wingo one, but he did have pressure with a hand in his face. Those last 2 where he could step into were really strong throws.
Well, I mean, you were standing there too, Jeff, when, we asked Michael Taff who the most competitive player on the team is, and they said Arch Manning. I said it immediately. So, bad game, but the competitor in Arch, can it come out? That's what it takes to move these balls and make these throws and get this ball in the end zone despite some poor play.
We always go revisionist history, but man, every good Texas quarterback I've ever seen, from James Brown to Sam Ehlinger to Quinn, it's a slow burn, man. They all struggle early at some point. Every time it's their first time in there, they're going to struggle. So, didn't expect this level of struggle from Arch, but like I said, 2 minutes left. You got the ball right around midfield with a chance to go tie the game. I mean, hey, a lot of it can be forgotten depending on how things go in the next 2 minutes.
Yep, for sure. And that's, anybody, you said that about Texas quarterbacks. That's every quarterback, guys. I mean, there are very few that don't have some early struggles against a great defense on the road in this 102,000 environment. The but he's not panicking.
Second and 5, midfield. Here we go. They brought the blitzer. Arch with a bad throw there. That's another. These are the misses for him. Injuries is wide open. You got to make that throw to get the first down. He's missing the easy throws in this game. He's made some really tough throws, but he is missing the easy throws in this game.
Yeah, those are the ones they give you, and you got to take those.
Those are the first downs, like the
Right.
red zone. You got to get the first down throws, the wide open guys. Good job battling back.
All right, here we go. But we're about to have 4th and 5 here.
He's got to have a first down. Chain's got to move.
Oh, Wingo with a drop.
Well, that'll be the ball game.
Well, that was third down.
Oh
We got
my
third down.
gosh, not a great throw by Arch, but yeah, if you're Wingo, you got to catch that.
Oh, no, that was not a good throw by Arch. That was a back foot throw. Wingo's running full speed. Would you like him to make the catch? Yes, but that was a tough catch when you're running full speed across the field.
Jerry, I don't know if it's happy feet or whatnot, but I some of these throws I haven't seen Arch just set his feet and rip the ball a ton.
No, he's a little rushed. Oh,
And
they got him on the blitz.
Well, that's going to do it. Easy throws, man. Easy throws.
Yeah, ball game.
Yep. Knees will be taken, and Ohio State will get out of here with a 14-7 win. Texas had a chance on the last drive, but too much inconsistency from the passing game.
Yeah. Not much else to say other than that. It's just kind of a
Archie got to play at a higher level. I mean, that's not the only reason, but he's got to play at a higher level. You can't miss the easy throws in this game. If you miss the easy throws in this game as a quarterback, it's very tough against quality opponents.
Well, in that time, you called it a blitz, Jerry. Number 11 came unblocked. I mean, Brandon Baker squeezed in, and I guess he thought someone else was coming, but kind of like Cam Williams last year in the Cotton Bowl, just didn't touch him, and it created the pressure that rushed the throw. So that was on that too, but that's disappointing. Longhorns are going to fall to 0-1 to start the season. 17 of 30 for Quinn, or for Arch, I should say, 170 yards, a touchdown, and that interception. Texas defense deserved better. Texas offense, only 7 points. And, yeah, I don't know what Brandon Baker was doing on that play.
This is one of those games where, this game's going to end with some kneel downs, and you're going to walk out of the shoe with 336 yards, and Ohio State has 213, and you lost the game. You rushed for 166 yards, and Ohio State rushed for 87, and you lost the game. This is a tough loss because you're going to look at everything and say, we coulda, shoulda, woulda. But
yeah, a lot of that.
Those are the tough losses.
100%. Coming up the post-game show, you guys are going to do a quick post and then a longer post, right, coming on Texas football. Thank you to Coach Shipley. Thank you to Jerry and Jeff and Rod Babers and all the conversations. A huge thanks for Ally Medical Emergency, and get in there. You'll never go to another emergency room. You'll never go take care of any illness you have. Again, learn about them at Ally Medical, allymedical.com. They are tremendous. Also, get that Spreadwise app downloaded to your phone so you can win your Elimination Pool League in the NFL. It is your secret weapon. Driven Automotive online at drivenoutosales.net. They're more than fair with a used car. No one does it like Driven Auto Sales. Also, our friends at Callahan's General Store. Guys, final thoughts before you take it to the post game. You just said it, Jerry. I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda is going to be the headline, and Arch Manning has to get more consistent. They've got to set feet, and Longhorns have work to do. That's what this game was about. Season not over.
No.
Defense is as advertised, but if you don't improve the passing game, you won't be a championship level team.
Texas has a playoff level defensive football team, which offensively ran the ball better than people would have thought they would have, but you got to score in the red zone. Your quarterback's got to make the throws that are easy, the completable balls, which are big to keep drives aligned. Arch will play better. He's got to play better. The Texas defense is good enough to get him to the playoffs, but the offense is going to have to put points on the board at some really tough environments this season.
And the Buckeyes are going to be good because Julian Sain's only going to get better. Jeff?
Yeah, the week-to-week improvement for Arch. I know it's going to be San Jose State, but how does he bounce back from this? Because the narrative nationally has already started, and it ain't pretty.
Well, I mean, I would also say that the preseason Heisman favorite stuff was nonsense anyhow. That's, I would agree with anybody that said Garrett Nussmeier or DJ Lag or Lenora Sellers or Cade Klubnik, guys who have done it for multiple years over guys never really been a starting quarterback. But that's the hype. We know what it is. We knew it was coming. And that's your final. Guys, appreciate it. Ally Emergency Medical, the best. Driven Automotive, Callahan's General Store, Encapsulate USA. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week when Texas is back at it for game number 2. Post-game show coming next. Thank you, Matthew Hutchinson, as well, for the production.